Who's ready for the Dirt Life Show?
What is up, everyone? Thank you very much for joining us for episode 115 of the Dirt Life Show. We are at 4 Wheel Parts, San Marcos, California. We have a great show for you guys lined up tonight. We're going to do all kinds of talking about Dakar 2022. We're going to have a little bit of fun. We ate some tacos, but let's get the show started. I'm Georgie Hamill. Tonight's show, like I said, is going to be a Dakar recap. We have some fantastic guests, but before we introduce you to everybody, I want to make sure that you guys help us out as much as possible, too. We have the show for you guys, so please share it with all your friends so we can get as many people commenting in and liking the show and hanging out with us and grow the show with us. So thank you very much for everything that you guys do for us. A couple topics that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Supercross, which this dude right here went to one on Saturday. And maybe talk a little bit about KOH because that's coming up pretty quick too. But yeah, without further ado, I'd like to tell you who is going to be on the show tonight. We have none other than, I called him a legend a little bit earlier, but I think he's a legend. He's a 19-year-old championship off-road racer, Polaris guy, Red Bull guy now. And he is breaking records in Dakar in Saudi Arabia. He was the first stage winner, or the first youngest stage winner of his age, and then the first person to break the record since, 1970-something, 1980-something, for the most stage wins at Dakar. This year he broke that with 11 stage wins. I think it was out of 12.
12 stage wins, yeah.
So 12 stage wins with. We'd like to welcome Seth Quintero to the show. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, thanks for having me, buddy. We tried to do this, I think right after the last Dakar, was when we tried to do this last.
Yeah, it was almost a year ago.
Yeah, almost a year ago.
But we finally it took us a year, but we finally got all those internet things worked out.
Yep,
You know what I mean?
yep.
Sometimes technology hinders us, but yeah, dude, I'm stoked. Like, we've been wanting to get you on the show for a long time. You've watched some of the shows with your buddy Joey D before,
Yep.
and finally we get to talk with you, so it'll be cool.
Yeah, for sure. I love bringing up old stories and trying to, rack the old noggin and trying to remember all of it, but yeah, we'll get some stories going.
So I think we should have everybody else that's commenting in and hanging out with us ask Seth questions. Ask Seth if he will be racing the Red Bull Snow Scramble. Are you going to do that?
I will not be racing the snow scramble. Or yeah, I will be racing the snow scramble. I won't be racing the ice scramble. I'm going to be on a little bit of a secret project. You'll see that next weekend.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be cool. But yeah, I won't be at the ice scramble, but I will be at the snow scramble.
Big snow guy now?
Yeah, big snow guy.
I thought you were Southern California.
No, I went snowboarding one time in my life, and I'm all of a sudden a snow guy.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That works out good. All right, so tonight we got a bunch of fun stuff happening. Craig Scanlon of 4 Wheel Parts is going to call in. Like I said, we are at 4 Wheel Parts right now, so it'll be good to talk with him. He'll probably be giving you a little bit of crap.
Yeah, that guy, he bullies me, but he's my biggest supporter, too.
Yeah, dude, he's an awesome guy. So big bicycle guy. Big butt
dart guy.
Yeah.
Big butt dart guy.
And then some guy that you spent a lot of time with over the past, 2-3 weeks, Dennis Zen's going to call in. He's been sitting next to you for a while.
Yeah, he's been sitting next to me. I think it's almost 2 a.m. in Germany right now, so
Yeah.
he might be a little tired.
Do you think he's going to get jealous of me sitting right next to you he's been?
Yeah, for sure.
Is that a vibe?
You even look like you have pace nuts in your hand right now,
Dude.
So he might get a little upset.
Yeah, who knows, right? Ryan Edwards from KMC Wheels is going to call in. I know he, likes all the stuff that you guys did with the team for his brand, so that was cool. The guys from Motul are going to call in, too. They're going to join us with Austin Jones, because Austin Jones is going to call in just after the commercial break a little bit later today. That's going to be really cool. Not only did Seth do well in Dakar, but Austin actually came home. I think the class was T3.
T3.
Yeah. T3 champion.
He was in T4.
T4. You were so T4. And that's one of the questions I have to ask you tonight about the classes. But so T4, which is a side-by-side class, he actually won that champion. So he's the, I think, third American to actually win the Dakar Rally. So that's super, super cool, man. Casey Curry and Ricky Brabeck did it. And now Austin has that on his mantle as well. So
Dennis is here. He said, I'm not right over here.
Yeah, there you go. Dude, he just doesn't sleep, right? So Dennis, your co-driver, it's really cool because he's in Germany, I think you said?
Frankfurt, Germany.
So Frankfurt, Germany. And he's going to join us, and it's like after 2 a.m. for him.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So that'll be pretty cool. And then, like I said, the Motul guys are going to call in. Nolan Browning over there is going to call in and hang out with us and talk with us. And Motul was a big sponsor or a big partner of Austin's program with the South Racing Can-Am guys. And we're also going to have one of Austin's buddies and my personal friend Joe Wining calling in as well. So it'll be pretty cool to talk with him and get a little bit of the insight and some questions from him to Austin about the Dakar Championship. Man, I think it's so cool, like as a baseline for the show, that the United States is doing so well now in Dakar.
Yeah, I mean, you look, previous years, the last 10 years, we haven't had many Americans in Dakar. So it's like, I was talking to Joey D about this not too long ago. It's like, it's hard for us to watch a sport where we don't have really anybody to fully root for.
Right.
And now we have so many Americans. I think we had 6 Americans this year. We had one in the quads. We had AJ and I. We had Ricky. Mason Klein, another one that killed it.
Really?
In the bikes. He top 10'd it this year. He got 9th, I believe.
Dude, that's a question that I want to ask you. Like, if you would even consider riding a dirt bike out there. Dude,
no shot.
So gnarly.
No shot I'd consider riding a dirt bike out there. Like, I'll stick to, riding Ocotillo. It is what it is, but doing that, like, even for me, like, on the liaisons, we don't have a window or anything, and I'm cold.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what those guys are going through. And
dude,
they're going earlier than I am.
Dressed up like Eskimos. Let's see here. R. McMorris said, Seth, I'm a big fan. Can I have your autograph? Well,
that's my gas guy.
Dude, perfect. You giving out free autographs these days?
Yeah, I am. I haven't signed too many yet. But
how was Supercross? Did you just bring hero cards and just slang them?
No, I wish I did. No, Supercross was cool. Supercross was like the first time where I've had people approach me and talk about what I've done. Obviously come back from Dakar, we had a little bit of success there, so having people come up and ask for a picture and really just kind of give me a little bit of respect was super cool. I mean,
yeah.
Probably 15, 20 people. Obviously, it's not a crazy amount, but for me, it was super cool.
Yeah, but you're so young and you're so early in your career, so to speak, right? I mean, you've been racing side-by-sides for a long time now since you were a little kid, but as far as the notoriety and all those things go, the off-road world is already small, right? Like, and when I say off-road, I mean side-by-sides and trucks and, stuff like that. But it's really cool. And I was talking to some people last week about the humbleness that you show and the way that you portray yourself and the way that you promote off-road in general really, really resonates with a lot of people, I think, more than you actually know. And that's probably why those people, came up to you and, well,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And you like moto too.
I do like moto. I'm a big moto guy. That's another story we can do. Why I'm not racing dirt bikes right now.
Is that a Red Bull thing? You're not allowed
to. That's my dad thing.
Oh, I see.
He used to race dirt bikes, and I think it was 2009 when he got hurt, and then they yanked me off a dirt bike. He got life flight out of Ocotillo, cut me off dirt bikes, and here we are.
Oh, dude, Austin Rodriguez said, I heard y'all have tacos. I'm on my way.
Oh, God, here we go.
We do have tacos, though, by the way. All right, so let's get to our sponsors real quick. We'll tell you how to watch the show. So if any of you guys want to watch the show, you can't watch it live, you can always go back to the archives of column. You can hit them up on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram for the videos, and you guys have really been picking up our numbers for all the audio stuff. Lots of people on Spotify, lots of people on iTunes and the podcast checking it all out. So please, I think they say like and subscribe to it. I don't know how it all works, but just like it, subscribe it, share it with all your friends. Help us out as much as possible so that we can keep growing this show. Excuse me, and making all of our sponsors happy. Keep getting interactive with us. You guys are already doing a good job commenting in. You guys can comment in on Facebook and YouTube as well. Looks like we got quite a few people over there too. So, yeah, and you can always visit at the Dirt Life Show on social media. Throw us some direct messages. You guys are really good at doing that. So it's really nice to see what you guys have to say, not only about the show, but of our guests, what you guys want going forward. Even give us some funny crap, funny stories about people. So thank you very much to all of our sponsors. Motul has been a sponsor since late last year. They've been doing a great job. Like I said, they're going to call in tonight. It's really cool to have them on board. So I suggest if you guys need to do any tune-ups or changing your oil, differential fluid, anything like that, even getting your car shined up for the dunes or for the desert, since it's so nice out, go down to your local dealership. Cycle Gear has a bunch of it, and grab some Motul products. The guys over at Shock Therapy, man, they're always killing it. You can use the code DIRTLIFE at shocktherapyusa.com. Save a whole bunch of money over there, or just give them a call and tell them that the Dirt Life sent you. And, yeah, man, those guys are doing a fantastic job. You can get hard parts from them, steering racks. You can get your suspension redone with the Rad Improvement Systems. Big wheel guys. KMC
I have a story
wheels.
about those guys.
KMC guys?
I used one set of KMC wheels the whole Dakar.
No freaking
One
way.
set.
I don't even think I need to finish the sponsorship plug, dude.
I mean, one set of wheels the whole Dakar. I didn't get one flat tire, not one DB, nothing.
That is what it is, right, dude? Yeah. That's insanely cool. All right, so yeah, use KMC.
Yep, end of story.
EFX Tires, thank you very much, EFX Tires, for joining. Evolution Power Sports, those guys are making lots and lots of power for your guys' vehicles. Hit them up. And, man, look at who we have here.
No.
Our buddy, Craig Scanlon. What's up, dude? How are you?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, thanks for joining us, dude. We really appreciate you chiming in.
No worries. Sorry, I was trying to be home by the time I was calling, but I'm just I'm with my top advisor in my truck heading home from a day at work. So.
Oh, the little puppy, huh?
Man's best friend.
Yeah. Oh, I was just chilling after a long day in the office for him. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you very much for joining us, dude. We really appreciate it. I don't know if you know this dude sitting right here to the left of me. He may or may not have just like broken a whole bunch of records at Dakar. It's pretty rad.
I've heard of him. I mean, how can you not hear of him after, all the crazy things he's doing over there racing in Dakar. So I had the chance to call and say hello to him and meet him. I had to take up that opportunity, George?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, we were already breaking in the show talking about fans. Seth said he had like 15, 20 fans walk up to him at Supercross. I mean, this dude's getting big.
Oh, I'm totally a super fan. Like I want the bobble. I want the Seth bobblehead. I want the Seth T-shirt.
No. Dude, the bobblehead, the Seth bobblehead. How epic would that be?
Oh man, I'm kind of scared for Craig to be on here.
I want the poster. I want to go full like boy band with Cheeto, and I want my bedroom to just be full NSYNC type stuff with Cheeto on it.
Yeah, there's the Cheeto. That's a long story too.
Dude, those hot Cheetos will like our lifetime with you now.
Oh yeah, it has to be. Like it's my name now. I can't get away from it.
I know, right? Hey, did you ever have people like
that name?
Yeah, you should have it as a butt patch, like Moto style.
I've tried that, but if you ever sit in a seat with a butt patch, for a long time, it gets a little weird.
Not a good deal. What about a helmet name? Hot Cheeto.
It's already on my helmet.
Oh, right on.
He's got it on.
Yeah, it's on my helmet.
Yeah,
that's perfect. Hey, so a little bit of a backstory I'd like to ask you. When was the first time that you met Seth?
We're gonna bring the Cheeto story.
When he was racing 170s, but I think the first time I actually ever spent time with him was when Joey D brought him along with us. Where were we going? I can't remember where we were going, but he was like, "I'm gonna bring this kid."
I think we were filming
Seth
something.
Quintero with us.
Filming a commercial.
Yeah, but he sat in the back seat of Joey's pickup truck and listened to my thoughts on life for a couple hours, and then decided that not sharing his hot Cheetos with me was a good idea.
Yeah, Seth doesn't like to share his hot Cheetos.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't know who Craig was at the time. I was like 12 years old. I had no idea who Craig was.
I was still taller than him, so that's how young he was.
He was still a little intimidating for that couple of years that he was taller than me.
Yeah,
I think actually, like, he was taller than me when he was 13, so it wasn't.
Hey, wait a second. So Johnny Quintero just commented in and said that hot Cheetos are actually like hard to get right now.
No. I got my dealers.
Oh, you got your dealers?
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
So, Craig, the reason I was asking that question is I wanted to kind of lay down a baseline and see what the difference is between how you view Seth now compared to how you viewed him as a kid. And I know that there's a lot that goes into that question, but to at least understand what type of human he's turned into.
Yeah, honestly, for me, like guys like Seth and some of the other younger guys that I've known for so long, like RJ and Mitchie and, especially Seth, because he was really a kid when I met him. It's been hard. It's been harder for me. It's like, they become men right in front of me, and I still like I have to think twice all the time. Like, I'm talking to this kid like he's still a kid. He's not. He's a grown ass man and making a living doing what he loves, and kind of changing our relationship over the years, because when they're kids you talk to them one way, but when they become men and start paying their own bills and start making their own living, you got to show them a little bit more respect than when you're talking to a 12-year-old. So. It's been fun. It's been fun to watch Seth. And I can't wait to see, what the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years holds for him, because he's really finding a way to mix together a skill that he has that, that is a natural skill that he's developed and and honed through hard work go along with, I think, a pretty good head on his shoulders and, a good family. And I would say a lot of intelligence. Not a lot of people know this, but Seth was a straight A student in school. He wasn't a C student just getting by and going out racing on the weekends. He's got a really great brain to go along with that skill he has that I think is, not a lot of people in this world have. So,
dude, I think this is all, like, everything that Craig is saying is totally aligning with some of the stuff that we've been talking about. So you're starting to get fans. You're getting to the age when chicks are kind of interested. Seth, I don't know if he told you, but his Instagram is blowing up since he's been doing so good at Dakar. And there's a lot of reaction to an old jet ski picture that he has riding without a shirt. So there's a lot that goes behind what you said, because now that means that he has to use all of that energy that he's used in school and stuff to fend off all these chicks.
That's funny because that's exactly the poster I want hanging in my bedroom. So
the jet ski poster.
I'm right there with them. I'm right there with them. Yeah. So,
my mom's in the background, so upset right now.
Yeah, she's starting to throw stuff in the back right now. Let's see if we can get her in the picture here. So we're gonna actually change the picture. Jason, move out the way real quick so they can see Seth's mom. Oh, watch out! So she's mad.
Say hi to the camera, Mom. It's okay.
Oh, dude. So you can see, obviously, we're having a good time over here, Craig. We really appreciate you calling in and hanging out with us. One of the things that I wanted to ask you before you go is seeing Seth, you had, or still probably have ambitions to go to Dakar one of these times, and seeing Seth do so well and being so young, does that mean that you can actually use him as a baseline and start asking him questions like role reversal kind of style?
So, honestly, I think about Dakar, it's such a commitment that these guys are making. It's not just people think, Seth just rolled over there and Red Bull paid all this money, that's sorry for the background noise, but it's just such a commitment. I don't know if I can ever make that commitment based upon, my work schedule and everything else. People think that Seth just went over there and Red Bull threw him a car and he went out and won 9 stages or whatever the hell it was. It's not that. This is his kid's life. And all those other folks that are racing it, I don't think people quite understand what a commitment level that is. And I don't know if I can make that at this point in my career. I think I'd have to be retired from work before I could justify or be able to put in the time to even be slightly competitive. So yes, could I learn from Seth? Obviously. You can't be as successful as he was over there. I just wish, damn, that second stage,
I know. Yeah, that's got to eat you. That's got to eat you alive. But you got to rest on the positives that came out of it. And I love the way that you answered that question, though, Craig, because that puts a real understanding of how much Dakar means to people, first of all, and second, how much actual effort it takes. And we're going to talk a lot about those details today.
Yeah, and I haven't said it, yet on here, but man, I'll tell you, Seth, I'm not alone in this, but how proud we all are, I'm proud of the Evren Dakar, but I'm just so proud of the man you've become and, how you represent yourself and your family and the brands you work with and the folks that have put a lot of time, into you, and you're very respectful. And I would just say, stay on the path, buddy. You got it rolling. And, there's going to be time. Hey, think about it just a couple months before Dakar, some of the conversations you and I are having, and it makes all this stuff worth it, doesn't it?
Yeah, Craig's one of the few people that, because I don't really talk about the struggles that any of us go through, like, on social media.
Yeah, well, a lot of us try to keep that internal.
Yeah, I don't want to show anybody, all the struggles, and Craig is one of the very few people that I'll actually make a phone call to and let them know that I'm struggling, and I can't thank him enough for that. I haven't met a lot of people in my life that I could do that with. And,
I agree 100%. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. We've had many conversations pedaling bicycles down the road. It's pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, Craig, I really appreciate you coming on and hanging out and talking with Seth. One of the questions that I was going to ask him though was if he had any ambitions to drive one of those big old trucks. What do you think? Would you try to drive one of those bad boys? They look bad.
Oh hell yeah, I would in a hot second.
You guys are crazy. I'm not touching those things.
They gnarly?
No shot. If you sit on the front axle.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. There has to be an old, beat-up, used one that we can bring over to this country and just go do stuff.
To bring it over here for sure. But I'm not
so
driving through the
in.
dunes.
I'm so in. That would be so cool.
There's no way. When we broke on stage 2, I have all the videos. There was the Red Bull Kamazas just coming by, jumping dunes so big,
sending
going
it
to flat, just boom, bouncing. It was crazy,
dude. Monster truck style.
Yeah.
All right, Craig. We really appreciate it, man. We'll let you and Ojos take a little break. You get some food, whatever you guys got to do. We'll see you later, Ojos.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Hey, Seth, congrats, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Later, Craig. Thank you.
All right, see ya.
All right.
Oh, no. This is – uh-oh.
Hey, so let me finish the sponsor plugs real quick. I got to go fast. Evolution Power Sports, thank you very much for joining the show. Zolinger Racing Products, you can use the code TheDirtLife at ZolingerRacingProducts.com. Save a whole bunch of money on their stuff. Cryo Heat, please visit Josh LaHaye and all those guys at Cryo Heat. Solderweld, use the code DirtLife at Solderweld.com. Dennis Zenz, what's up, dude? How are you?
Good morning. I'm tired.
So I can't listen to that voice anymore.
Dude.
I can't do it.
And you
It was
got
too
your
long.
and it's coming through like a headset.
I'm having PTSD right now.
So we'd like to welcome Dennis Zenz to the show. Dennis was Seth's co-pilot during the whole Dakar rally. Man, you guys spent a lot of time together for, what was it, 2 weeks?
Well, no, even before that 2 weeks, we're spending months together.
Yeah.
I think we were in Dubai, and where'd we go? We went to Dubai, Austria, Abu Dhabi, Morocco. We were everywhere together for months before Dakar.
How was it hanging out with Seth for that long?
Oh, it's nice.
Sharing a room together.
Good relationship. Yeah. No, it's fine.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And like when I was coming here to do the show today, I was thinking about it, like how much time you guys actually spent together. And the only real word I could come up with, it's kind of cheesy, but was like the dream team, right? Because you guys did so well together. Because it doesn't take just a driver to be able to be successful in Dakar. You have to have a very good co-driver too. You know what I mean? To be able to call out things. And it doesn't matter how smooth you can drive, you can still get in trouble unless he's helping, right?
Exactly. It's a 50-50 job, and I've given them definitely tons of credit. I mean, obviously they have more work than the drivers do. They're going all the drivers' briefings and getting ready for the next day while the drivers are getting back and relaxing. He has way more to do than any driver ever does, and he kills it. Definitely. We have a pretty good relationship inside and outside the car. Definitely, I think it's a different one than most. Me and him like to have a lot more fun than everybody else.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm gonna throw Dennis under the bus real quick. The one problem I have with Dennis, he talks to girls non-stop after the races.
Like this guy.
Non-stop. He loves his women. So, ladies, if you're single, Dennis is single, please slide his DMs. He's open.
That's perfect. Well, I'm glad we got to throw you under the bus right away, Dennis. So that like breaks in this interview pretty good. But what was one of the funnest things that you guys did together during the Dakar rally? I mean, it's clear that you guys have some good accomplishments, but maybe one moment that maybe stuck out a little bit, like when Seth hit a good line, or you guys passed somebody, or just something that you guys were so stoked.
Sure. Yeah, we had some good ones out there for sure.
No, for me, the favorite moment was somehow, I think it was day 4 or 5. We were up leading again, or at least, we didn't know about, but we were speaking about, holidays. I told him, I said, I want to go to California. I want to hang around with you. And it was basically in the stage.
Yeah.
So this, we were just enjoying ourselves. We had fun. And yeah, this is my favorite moment out of Dakar.
Yeah, we literally, I think we're halfway through the stage. We didn't know we had a lead because you're not allowed to use your phones in Dakar.
Okay.
They're all sealed up when you get to the start line. And we're
It's like one of those mafia movies where you have to put your phone in a bag and give it to the guy.
Exactly. And so, we're just talking. He's like, I'm going to come to California before Abu Dhabi. Maybe we could fly to Abu Dhabi together. Like, we were just kind of like, we just had such a good flow inside and outside the car that it made the whole rally so much easier.
Yeah, like you guys were homies for like your whole life kind of thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That does make a big difference, though, especially when you have to spend so much, we'll call it intimate time together, like all the time. Like that's pretty cool, man. How did you guys actually partner up? Was that something that the team set up?
Yeah, so Red Bull had set us up before Andalusia last year, and actually our first Dakar together, neither of us had ever seen a road book before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's another crazy story. The first Dakar, when we were going out, and when we set the record last year, we had never seen a single road book, and he hadn't read anything like that because he came from.
It was so funny. I just told him, there is a junction. I think it was 1 kilometer behind. There is a street right. Just follow the lines. It was the first 2 days. We had no idea what to do. We just followed the lines.
Just throwing you in the fire?
Hard. Yes. And honestly, me and Dennis talk about this all the time. I think my moto background helps win rally so much just because I can read, like, I'll be going and he'll call something out. And I know I can see the line of where people are going and where the waypoint is. And he's like, how did you just see that line?
Yeah.
And I just kind of subconsciously, I'm always watching for something.
Yeah, but
And
you look
helps.
you look further ahead than most. Yeah.
I think for sure.
I think that's a huge thing. So when you first met Seth, were you like, okay, cool, like let's just figure this out? Like, what's your background to be in the passenger seat with him?
Well, I mean, I started first of all with rallying like WRC, and then suddenly I got a call from our bull boss. Do you want to do this? Okay, but I have no idea. So then we met at the airport. I think it was somewhere in France before the test of Andalusia. And we both had no idea what to do. So we first had to get into this. And it was a tough time at the beginning. Also, the first week of Dakar last year was not easy. But at some point it made like click for both of us, and it worked fine, you know. So from there we grow up step by step, and especially this year as a team we made a big improvement in navigation, in the team spirit, and now we're here. That's good.
Yeah, that is super cool, man. And then when, because we're going to ask Seth this question as well, but like when you guys are going, obviously after stage 2, you guys are upset and, wish you could have done better. But then you start clicking off all these wins. Like, what are you thinking in the back of your head? You're like, man, is this something that's achievable? Like, this seems like it's going to be pretty cool if we can work this out.
I mean, for me, especially, I was never thinking about the record. I was more thinking about the stage win points, because we are still fighting for the World Championship. So I was like, okay, every day we need the 5 points, and again to catch up for Chalico Lopez, who was getting 50 points for the overall win. So this was something I always had in mind, rather than thinking about a record. So for me, it was never such a big topic.
Dude, I love hearing that, because that means that he's like, I always say it on the show, but he's eating the elephant one bite at a time, right? Like just concentrating on what the next little minute milestone is and making sure that you achieve that, because that's what leads to the big goal.
Exactly. All of his little milestones are all towards the end game. We're both always looking at the end game no matter what.
Dude, that's so rad. Yeah. That's what makes the team work really well, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it's like I mean, we started together pretty rough, to be honest. Like, I think we were both frustrated with each other for the start of it. I'll be real. Like in Andalusia, we were both pretty frustrated with each other, and then a little bit after that. But it wasn't until I think probably Morocco this year where we were just like, you know what, we're ready to have fun. And I think we both like understood each other more.
In Andalusia, it was already, it made click. That was my feeling.
We had always worked good together, but it was like at the beginning of this year, I think we both just had understood like what each other were about so much that everything in the car just clicked, and it just made life so much easier.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Later, Lincoln, thanks for coming, dude. Yeah, that is pretty cool that you guys can understand that stuff. And that's what makes a good working relationship or good relationship work no matter what, right? Is you understand where you guys can go ahead, where you guys, I mean, like just from the 2 things that you guys said, like you're looking further ahead because your moto background, he's pulling you back a little bit by doing each and every one of those little milestones, just like a good navigator would. That's like a dream team.
Yeah, it couldn't have worked out any better, to be honest. Plus, these Germans are so organized, and I'm so unorganized, so it makes my life easier.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. Hey, so one question that I was going to ask is kind of off the racing subject, but what the heck do you guys eat in the bivouac, Dennis?
Chicken.
Chicken and rice. But for me, everyone is doing his own, preparation of food and things like this. But for me, especially, I'm definitely not a hero in eating, because all day long I maybe take 1 or 2 power bars during the stage when we have the refill or before the start. And then in the evening after the stage, I take the proper food. I take some chicken, some pasta, some rice. Thanks to our team Overdrive, we have a nice catering. But I'm definitely not the, no one should follow my eat skills in Dakar. It's not healthy.
You want to talk about your eat skills? You should see my snack drawer or my snack cabinet at Dakar. My snack game is unreal.
Like good or like?
Oh, dude. I mean, I got Sour Patch Kids, popcorn, Takis, hot Cheetos.
They said
Cheez-Its.
So. I've learned over the past 2 years that I feel like Sour Patch Kids are like a staple in off-road, no matter where you go.
No matter where you go, everybody loves them.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's
like. I know Big Air Dog over here, he loves them. And then all the dudes from like IMG Motorsports and KMC, they're all about those things.
You can't beat it.
Sour Patch Kids for the win, huh? So, Dennis, what's a day in the life like at the Dakar rally? And we're going to let Seth answer the same question.
For me as a co-driver, my day always starts at 8 in the evening to prepare the next stage. We have the stage briefing from the organizer, where we get all the latest information about the stage, about the surface, and then all what we need. So after I try to look into and try to put everything together to have some kind of preparation, which is not a lot. And then we go to sleep between 9 and 10 in the evening, and get awake in the next morning between sometimes 6 to 8, sometimes even 9 for the start. We have most of the time Via Zion, a road section for like 2 hours in the morning. And after we have a stage for between 4 and 6 hours, we go back to the bivac again with another road section, and then we restart with the briefing for the next day. So that's 12 days Dakar.
It's kind of like what
Craig.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Craig was saying. Like, people don't understand how much actual work goes into it. Because, I mean, like, on Instagram, you see just driving down the road or whatever. Yeah. Like, you got a lot of, you were waving out the car, you were having a good time and stuff like that. But what people don't see is the 10 to 15 hours that go into it before you do that, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Dennis, I don't always go to the drivers' meetings, but when we do win, we have the awards ceremony. So
right.
That was at 8 o'clock. And then we would kind of hang out, grab food, go back, try to go to bed, but you're so wound up already from going the whole day that it's hard to fall asleep.
I was going to say.
It's one of the hardest things in the world because you race for 6 hours, and then you have 2 hours or 3 hours to think about it on the highway back while you're freezing balls the whole time.
Yeah.
And then you go back, you got to do a debrief with the team, you got to go to the driver's meeting, and then you try to go to bed, and you're like, well, maybe I should talk to my mom, maybe I should talk to my dad, maybe I should check up on Instagram, let everybody know what's going on. Like, it's a never-ending thing. If we didn't have to sleep, you could fill your time up the whole time.
Yeah, I can only imagine. How much sleep do you guys actually get?
Well, we usually go to bed by like 10 to 11 o'clock, and we're up by, it depends on when our stage starts. Like, when we were doing really well, when it's like a tight and technical stage, so I'll kind of backpedal here for a second. When you finish a stage in Dakar, you start the next morning on the way that you finished. So usually we have T1s right behind us and T1s right in front of us. Yep. We're never with a group of T3s and T4s.
Got it.
And so when we would do good,
so they mix everybody together.
Yeah,
so if a big truck finishes behind you, he starts behind you.
Starts right behind you.
Oh,
and
crap.
That screwed us a couple days because we're sitting in dust. So, like, we're a lot faster in the tight areas, and we get to a wide open road, and they're gone.
Yeah.
And so it depends on the stage, but, like, when it's a tight stage, the next day we're starting at 6 a.m., so we're up at 5:30 getting ready, and then we're on the road by 6. But if it was a longer stage and we're farther back, we could be in bed by, or not start the next day until 9 o'clock. But it really just depends on where you finish, and then, we have a 2 to 3 hour liaison, which is a highway section. That's another thing that people don't know is you start the stage, but you're not actually starting the stage. You start the stage and you drive 300 kilometers, 400 kilometers on a highway to get to the actual start of the stage, and then you go.
How does that work, though? Like, why don't they just park, like, have the bivouac right where next year you start?
Just part of the adventure.
Dude, that's crazy. Well, I guess you get to go sightseeing.
Yeah, exactly.
You like adventures.
Dennis and I have seen some crazy.
I mean, we have like 50. We have like 4,000 kilometer stage and 4,000 kilometer of road section.
Yeah.
So it's a mix.
Yeah. So Dakar is about 8,000 kilometers this year.
That's bananas.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, Dennis and I have seen some crazy stuff on the roads.
Dude, how does your guys' back feel after all that sitting down for those 12 days?
I think I'm sitting crooked right now. I don't feel too good.
Holy smokes, man. That is a lot of driving. And then another thing that I was going to ask you, Dennis, you'd probably have more information than Seth would be to give me the information on this, especially because I think the big trucks are over there by you guys. We all said that we would probably try to drive one of those trucks. I don't know, racing one of those trucks, then that's pretty gnarly. But what's faster?
No money in the world.
Yeah. See, Dennis knows. Dennis knows.
I have such a respect for those guys because there is no comfort. You're sitting above the axle. For no money in the world, I would hump in this truck. They are crazy, those guys.
Yeah, we've gotten towed enough by them. I don't need to drive them.
Yeah,
I'm A-okay.
Dude, yeah, some of those instances when you got towed. So what's the fastest vehicle in Dakar then? Is it T1s, which is the cars they call them, I guess? The big trucks? Is it the dirt bikes? Is it side-by-sides are kind of lightweight vehicles are catching up now, but what's the fastest one?
I mean, we are a bit restricted from the overall speed because the maximum speed we are allowed to do is 135 in kilometer per hour, and the cars is 170 according to the rules, and I see the bike is 180 this year, but will be changed for next year to 170. But I think it depends on the stage. It's either a bike, a dirt bike, or a rally bike actually, or the T1 Plus. But they are quite similar, which is impressive because the bikes, they are doing their riding and they are navigating themselves. They are opening the road, and they are still in some stages same fast as the T1 Plus, the DAKARs, which
They're
is
so
really a big
psychotic.
job.
That's exactly what I was thinking, dude. Like, as much as I'm learning from you guys, like tonight, like I thought maybe I would change my mind on whether I wanted to ride a rally bike or a dirt bike there. I don't think I kind of feel like it's getting worse. Like, that's gnarly.
It's like when it's the scare. Like, I wouldn't even think about it at all. Even a prologue, a quick one. Like, they're going 180 k's an hour, which is like $110 miles per hour. Reading a road book, staring down at a compass, basically. Trying to figure out where to go. Open road. There's camels crossing on them, and like you heard about Chucky, even on the highway you can get hurt. He went down on the highway and ended his Dakar,
dude.
But it's like it's the most nuts thing. Like, cause we follow some bike lines. I mean, you'll see some bike lines. Like, all right, we got to be on a good track. Like, we'll follow them, and then it's like you see the stuff that they go through, and like, if you ever see the videos of them going through the dunes,
but they're tapped. Like, it's way different than what we would do at the dunes.
Yeah. So like, I'll give you a little like when you go through the dunes. It says enter the dunes on this cap, and it'll say follow it for 4.5 kilometers.
Yeah.
So they're going through the dunes for 4.5 kilometers, and they have to sit there and watch compass while they're going through the dunes. It's not them just riding. Like, people are getting pretty good at now where they can point something far ahead and pick it and like, all right, that's my destination.
Yeah.
But when you're in the dunes and you can't see anything, what are you going to pick?
Yeah, exactly.
And so they're staring at a compass trying to cross dunes, going through witch's eyes and stuff, and you're just like, you are.
Dude, like right. All of us going to Glamis, we get lost so easy.
Yeah.
I could only imagine how gnarly it is.
It's nuts.
So another question that I was going to ask is like, how is the terrain different? And I don't know where you've like what your background is, Dennis, like where you've raced other than rally, but how is that terrain different than the type of normal stuff that either a guy from the United States or maybe somebody from Europe like actually faces in a normal rally race, or even over here going to the dunes or something?
I mean, for a guy like me coming from WRC rally background, I have either tarmac, I have gravel, I have snow, I have ice, but I have no rocks. And I have also no sandy pits because this is something we cannot do with our rally cars like WRC or Rally 2 cars. So the terrain in Dakar is, I think it was like 80% of sand this year, which is like a sandy piste, like dunes, like something like this. And then you have like maybe 10%, or let's say 80% like sandy pistes and 20% like rocks, like small rocks, big rocks. We had a little trail this year, like very little, like 2 or 3 times for a couple of.
He says
meters.
Little, but I'm talking King of the Hammers. When they say trial, we're going through KOH stuff. It's nuts.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It was not a lot. I think last year it was way more. Yeah, but it's mostly sand pistes or dunes, like a lot of sand.
And when they say level 3 dunes, so like imagine going to Oldsmobile, right? Yeah. Imagine going to Oldsmobile, right? Like, oh yeah, it's Oldsmobile. It's a pretty big hill, right? When they say level 3 dunes, you better be ready to go up Oldsmobile 10 times.
Yeah, and then you just drop off the other side, right?
You pray.
Yeah. It's not like bull riding like how the dunes are out here, right? Like where you're like nice cruising. It's just like straight up, straight down, quickest way possible.
And when there's a danger in the dunes, it's usually like oververt going down. So you drop off and you're like, and
really?
down. Oh yeah, it's the scariest thing.
And he's able to call him out for you?
Yeah, well sometimes.
Yeah.
I've definitely given Dennis some scares in the dunes, but I think that's where we make up the most time. I think that's where we excel the best is in the dunes.
Yeah.
But also, I'll add, so the rocks compared to, let's say, Ocotillo or Johnson Valley, the rocks there,
they're like sharp, right?
They're sharp and they don't move.
What do you mean? They're like ingrained in the dirt?
Yeah, so you're driving on only rock. You're not driving on dirt with some like loose rock on it. You're driving on rock.
Is that when you're supposed to say thank you, BFG?
Exactly. Thank you, BFG. No flats.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sponsor
not
plug.
at all.
BFG and KMC. Not one issue. The whole Dakar long.
That's so sick, dude.
That's a little sponsor plug.
So what was your favorite part? What was your favorite terrain then, Dennis? You like going through the rocks, or you like doing it, or what?
Like sand.
He's a big sand guy?
I send it in the sand.
He's
I also scare him in the sand.
This year's Dakar, the route itself was a bit, I don't know. I didn't like it. It was super fast, which I usually like, but it was like fast forever. it felt like, it was super fast. We hit stages like 100K with an average of 110, 120 or something, which is like an hour car, always 135 stick,
So what is that, 80 miles an hour or something?
80, 85.
I think last year we have seen something more, which I was missing this year. I don't even know what. So yeah, let's say sandy piss. I don't know. I didn't like it this year somehow. We will see.
I think what he's saying is like,
we'll find out.
So stage 11 this year is what we had all year last year.
Okay.
Stage 11 this year is what they called a proper Dakar stage, and it was
like, is it flowy kind of?
No, opposite. So it's opposite. There's no flow. You're like small dunes through the sand.
Just
There's
like
no wide open. You get no break. Your
smashing,
no break.
driving the whole time.
Like that was only I think about a 400 kilometer long stage, and I was so much more tired than the 500 kilometer long stage just because it was the most brutal thing ever. And that's what it was a lot of last year. And I think what he was missing this year is we had found the flow this year.
Yeah.
We had fully found the flow. We clicked. Everything was hitting. We had no problems. Last year, we were getting 2 flats a day at the minimum.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was just blowing it. I was blowing it a lot, to be honest.
Well, let me ask you this then. Like, if we're talking about basically like the different types of tracks, right? Like, you can ask people if they like supercross or motocross. Like, people will do good at different things. If they give you guys the hardest, most technical stuff next year, how does that affect your guys' performance?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, this year we sent it pretty hard at the beginning, or at least the whole thing. The first 3 stages, all the way up to stage 2, I think we were only driving about 65% all day.
Oh, okay.
And that's what you got to do in Dakar the whole time. And the pace that we were running this year, I felt like I could run for a month straight.
Dude, that's super cool. Hey, so we want to welcome Ryan Edwards from KMC Wheels. Hey, Ryan, I don't know if you were following the show yet, but Seth over here let us in on a nice sponsor plug that he only used 1 set of wheels in the whole Dakar rally.
What?
I probably shouldn't have said that. No. I probably shouldn't have said that because they gave us a bunch of sets of wheels.
Oh, you need to keep them. Yeah, you used them all, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I used them all. I used them all. I promise.
Yeah, if Mitch Guthrie is listening to this right now, he's probably fuming because he needs them for hammers.
And Ryan, I don't know if you've ever met Dennis before, but Ryan Dennis.
Nice to meet you. Hey.
Nice to meet you, man.
Hey, so we were just talking about the different types of terrain and all that different stuff that these guys faced in the Dakar Rally, and Seth was saying, like, it's completely opposite. Like, if you think you know how to ride dunes in the United States, like, you're out of your mind if you can drive them in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, no shot.
The shit you guys go through blows my mind.
It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. Like, there was a few videos that came out, and one of the dunes, you see us pass two T1s.
Uh-huh.
And we're coming up the dune just
like on those little...
Yeah,
okay.
We're on the rev limiter trying to grab over, and those dunes there are the softest thing in the world. Like, it's like quicksand, so you can never stop, you can never slow down, and when you try to slow down, it just
and you can't run a really low air pressure, right? Because you got to run like a normal, like...
Yeah, because a lot of the stages, it's like, all right...
Rocks and then dunes.
30% dunes, and then you're going to have 40% rocks, and then you're going to have dirt. You're like, I don't know what to do. So usually we run... So I'm going to have to convert myself back because I've been in kilometers and bar now. So we would run like 1.25, 1.3 bar, which translates to about 19 PSI.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, 20,
It's about 19 PSI, so that's what we run. And we also run no bead locks. So that's another thing we got to think of. So in the sand, we put a lot of load on those cars, or at least on the tire and wheel in the sand, like a lot of load. Just because you're coming in, you're bouncing around and trying to find traction.
Do you guys adjust the air per stage sometimes?
No, Dennis and I, we were just kind of scared to have anything happen, and we just ran.
I'd run the same thing.
Yeah, it just kept working. Like, we'd never had an issue, so like it's working. We're just going to keep going. One day we did air up a little bit more, and we regretted it. So ever since then, we're like, no, we're just sticking at 1.25. That was our number. Yeah, that was our number.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Hey, so I was going to ask Dennis, are you a little bit jealous of me since I'm sitting in the right seat next to Seth, since you spent so much time with him?
It's all right. We will have four more events this year, so enjoy your time next to Seth.
I was stuck with that guy for way too long this year.
That is pretty cool. We were actually talking, Ryan, a little bit about it. Like, when you have to spend that much time with people, like, you really have to get to know them. You have to really enjoy being with them. And they did a lot of good work together. I mean, like, you know, a lot of guys in America, they sit next to each other at the office, right? And, like, you have to really, really... I don't know what you want to say.
I live it every day.
Yep. See? And
you know Guidus?
Yeah.
I deal with Guidus every day.
He's a big...
barking down my neck every day.
And the crazy part about it is Ryan's a Honda guy and Guidus is a KTM guy. So, like, that already is, like, arch rival.
Wow.
Dude.
Hey, but don't ever do it with your brother in the right seat. You'll want to kill him by the end of it.
Or my dad. I tried it one time with my dad.
No air dog in the right seat?
No air dog in the right seat. But I'm going to interrupt this. I did see a question, and it said, why no beadlocks? And so beadlocks versus no beadlocks, it's about 4 pounds a wheel lighter. And with rotating mass, you multiply that by 10, so you're shaving about 40 pounds a corner.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Keep it light.
Keep it lightweight. Europeans, that's another thing. You really have to change your driving style when going over to Europe. We build cars completely different. And so we build a pretty heavy set car with a lot of travel. They build a really lightweight car that's only going to last what you need it to last, and there's not a lot of travel, and it drives like a rally car. So when you go over there, you got to completely flip your driving style.
Yeah, totally. Hey, so we had a couple comments come in. I think they're YouTube or Facebook, but Justin Chason. So Chason collection.
Good buddy.
He said, boys, I want to hear about the food situation across the pond. Well, Justin, we already discussed that, so I don't want to jip you, but go back and listen to it or rewind tomorrow and check it out, because we were talking about big old Hot Cheeto over here has an awesome snack drawer at Dakar.
The sickest snack drawer.
And then this is actually a little bit, I don't know if this is like a harsh question that he's asking or anything, but Don Slagle said, Seth did a great job, was out of the race early, no fault of his own, great showing, but when you're out of the race, you can push. Way different than actually being in the race. And I want to say, before you even answer this question, I don't agree with him at all, because I think that you guys would have drove the same every single day and stage no matter what.
100%.
Okay.
We clicked 100%. So, I mean, I get what he's saying for sure. I mean, obviously you'd think that we're just sending it every day, but to be honest, we were still being smart. We wanted championship points. We were still fighting for something the whole time.
Right, and you have a lot behind you. You have all these sponsors. You have all the
impress people.
Yeah.
We got, and it's like Dennis and I we hit our marks every single day, and I never drove at 100% the whole time. As long as you can drive at a comfortable 75% all day long and not make one mistake, because the reason why we were winning by these margins is because people were trying to, put a lead on us. They'd hit a rock, boom,
yeah,
there goes 3 minutes, or they would.
Pressuring.
So Dennis and I, we got really, really good at here was my thing the whole rally. Very, very slow in the slow areas, and very, very fast in the fast areas.
So you guys will all agree with this then, is one of the things that we asked Rob McCachran a long time ago was, it's a very simple answer, but he said, what do you do when it turns nighttime? He goes, I slow down. Yeah. That's it. That's it. And that's exactly what you're saying, right? I mean, it works like that. We actually had a comment come in. I forgot who said it, but something newer. So I think he wants us to have you explain a little bit about that dope jacket you got there.
All right, I'll explain a little bit on this jacket. So this is a Sparko jacket. It is in compliance with FI. Huh?
He's like, I didn't get one.
No, Dennis got one too. I don't want to hear it. Dennis got one. So
I have one of yours. So
great. You stole my other one. He's over here stealing jackets. But anyways, I'll get into this. So these jackets are from Sparko. So we were wearing a lot of jackets last year in Dakar because we were so cold all the time.
Dude.
This is actually a FIA-approved fireproof suit. So you're not supposed to substitute it for a fire suit, but if you wanted to go race with it, you can race with it. It is in compliance with FIA. And so, it looks like our suit.
I get one?
Yeah, I'll send you one. I'll sign it, I promise. Okay, cool. So, this is what we wore. This is our suit. This is exactly what our suit looks like, so we weren't covering up any sponsors or anything like that.
Stickers and hero cards in the box, Ryan.
Yeah. So you would never know we were wearing these things in the car. We wore these the whole rally, but it looked like we had a suit on.
Hey, should we? I don't know if Dennis heard the beginning of the interview either, but Craig Scanlon commented, and he wants posters of this.
Talk about it.
Of the picture of Seth on his jet ski with no T-shirt on.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Kenny Powers.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. I should have never said. All of a sudden, I had a bunch of likes on this photo from 2018.
Dude, you win all these stages.
I was a minor too. All these people liking it. I'm like, whoa. I was under 18. Calm it down.
You win some stages at Dakar, and all of a sudden, jet skis are number one on your Instagram.
Are sweet.
Next you'll see it on TMZ. Your mom's gonna tag you.
A little paparazzi action.
Oh, dude, yeah. Amy already started throwing stuff in the background here, so she doesn't like the jet ski. Yeah, that thing's getting pulled down. Shut the jet ski picture down.
She doesn't have my password anymore. It's okay.
So one of the other questions that I was going to ask Ryan, and we kind of already discussed, was sleep and food and stuff. What's something that you want to know about Dakar that most people don't?
I could just tell you right now, George, you probably wouldn't last on the food.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You need tacos constantly. So,
bro, have you seen my diet?
I
You
mean,
didn't eat anything.
I lose so last year I think I lost 12 pounds at Dakar, and this year I only lost like 6.5, 7 pounds.
I don't know. So that means like if I went to Dakar, it'd be a really expensive diet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I probably
need it catered like.
and I don't think I would do near as well as you guys. I mean, if Ryan and I went over there, we'd probably get like a second to last or last most of the days, probably.
So let me walk you through my diet. Let me walk you through my diet and my daily eating.
Yeah, because this is a big topic. Dude.
It is. It really is. So you wake up. I like to sleep. I'm a big sleeper. All right. So I don't wake up early to like go to the bivouac for breakfast because honestly, the bivouac food is.
Wake me up early, but.
The bivouac food is absolutely. It's hard to touch. It's hard to touch. But I'd wake up. I'd pound a couple granola bars. I'd go drive and try to throw a few more granola bars, like just like the. What is it? Quick something?
Kind bars or something?
Yeah. Something like chocolate chip or whatever, and throw like 3 or 4 of those down before the start. And then a lot of people don't know, we have a refuel in the middle of the stage, and we have 20 minutes to fill up the car. And usually you're done within 4 or 5 minutes, so you have 15 minutes to hang out.
That's sandwich time.
It's sandwich time, but no sandwiches. So you got fruit snacks. Fruit snacks are your next best thing. So we'd eat a bunch of fruit snacks. And one thing that Dennis started doing is literally just sugar.
Uncrustables.
No. You see, you're gonna die in Dakar.
I'm not going there, dude.
I don't think I can make it.
No, you guys are not lasting. But Dennis.
What, Dennis would just eat raw sugar?
Yeah, so Dennis would give me sugar, just straight sugar, like a sugar tablet.
Like the next thing
helps so much because you have no sugar ingestion.
So
like we're eating protein the whole time.
Being big cardio guy with Craig, like I know exactly what that is. Like we do gel all the time.
Yep.
We eat granola bars on the road. Like I totally understand it. But
I need a meal. I can't snack.
I feel like this is going like to the point.
Food.
I feel like this is going to the point where you guys are gonna be like, yeah, dude. And on the 4th day, we were just eating bark and rocks, bro.
Yeah, basically that's what it felt like. We have some crazy stories about stage 2. So he was up on top of a dune trying to flag down people to tow us to the finish line, and it's like 10 degrees outside. Like we're freezing, and I'm sitting there with the 12-volt battery, dissecting it, like finding like old stripped wire and trying to start a fire with 12-volt battery. Because if we wouldn't, I'm not even kidding right now, if we would have gotten stuck out there, we would have froze to death.
Yeah, you got to Bear Grylls that thing.
Like some naked and afraid stuff.
When I got back the next day, I couldn't. You could touch my feet, and I couldn't tell you that you were touching my feet or my hands.
Yes, because you got like almost to the point of frostbite or whatever.
At that point,
dude, that's so gnarly. Like, yeah, so I like food and I hate the cold. I'm out.
Yeah, same. But I had to do it.
Did you ever get the fire started?
I did get the fire. Oh, here's another one. So my battery died because
Bear Grylls, dude. Bear Grylls.
Listen. The battery died because the truck showed up, and I had gotten the fire started. I'm like, oh, he's here. Put out the fire. And I was like, all right, we're cool. And then that guy bailed on us because he didn't want to tow us. He was scared to tow us through the dunes. So I'm like, great. There goes my battery. And so I found a roll of toilet paper, and I'm like, Dennis, start the car. So he starts the car. He's like 4,000 RPM, and I'm just like, on the turbo. Just please catch on fire. Please catch on fire. And it finally lit, and I'm like, holla freaking
You're holding a flame?
I'm holding a flame
of toilet paper?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was horrible.
That's so epic, though. Oh, man.
We have so many good stories. We have so many good stories from Dakar. It's like when it starts flowing, you're like, oh, yeah, it was a mess the whole time.
Dude, those are such good stories, though, man. You got any questions before we let you go, Rhino?
Keep doing the good work. And
Thanks,
have fun
man.
in Daytona.
Keep making me great wheels.
Dude.
That's what I'm here for. Making you look
The best
good.
wheels in the world. One set.
In the
All of
world.
Dakar. Buy them right now.
Don't tell Mitch. Please don't tell Mitch.
All right, thanks. Well, if you want to stay on for one more question, I was going to ask these guys how they prep for Dakar because we're talking about food and all that stuff. I mean, are you guys big cardio guys? Are you guys big, like, getting swole?
So my problem is daily life. Even now after Dakar, I have a problem of getting a hold of food. I space it. I keep myself so occupied that I space eating.
Yeah, you forgot to eat lunch.
I'll go a full day without eating and not realize it.
Yep.
And so I just make sure. Yeah, I will make sure every single day that I will eat at least 3 meals a day for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before Dakar.
Catch up,
and I always drink I try to drink a gallon a day at least a week or two before Dakar.
When you come home, though, that was good.
Yeah. I had Del Taco before I left. I had Del Taco on. It's kind of like a little reward, even though it's like half of my diet.
Family
Del
meal
Taco.
yourself.
I'm trying to get a deal right now. I'm
Dennis
working on it.
Like, what the hell is Del Taco?
So like we have the sun for the Red Bulls. Imagine the sun for Del Taco, like just kind of implemented into it. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking full sponsorship next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That would. And what about you, Dennis? Like, what do you do to get ready and prepped up to get to Dakar?
Yeah, I mean, I spend a whole bunch in the gym, just to get physically and mentally ready for the race. So I think the last 2 months before the race, I did like 2 to 4 hours every day.
You were talking about organization. I literally thought his answer was going to be like, dude, I'm German. I don't need to get ready. I'm good.
I'll give you another fact, though, of my preparation for Dakar. I don't want to drive a car for a month before Dakar.
Oh,
I want to go out. I want to ride my dirt bike. I want to go ride my BMX bike. I want to go snowboard. I want to go surf. I want to do anything but drive, because when I got to Dakar this year, I was so excited to drive every single day.
yeah, that makes a good point, though.
Yeah, every day I was pumped to get in that car and pumped to go drive. But because last year, Dennis and I were in Dubai from basically the end of September all the way through Dakar, and we drove almost every single day. And by the time I had gotten to Dakar, I did not want to drive that car. I was so burnt out. So this year I made a point of just being with my family, being with my friends, and doing my hobbies rather than focusing on driving, because like we drive all year long. You can only work on your driving skills so much.
Dennis, would you ever get to the car and be like, "Oh shit, this guy again"?
Every morning he'd be like, "Great, here we go.
Great.
Want to go home?" Yeah.
He walks up to the car, sees Seth. He's like, pass, just takes off.
Yeah. Bounce.
It is cool that you guys do put in all that work to get out to Dakar. I know that it takes a lot more effort than the stuff that we're talking about, because we only can talk about it for a few minutes here, but it's pretty rad, man. There's no stone that goes unturned in your guys' program, and I think a lot of people miss that, other than people like Ryan that know a little bit about the backside of it.
Way too much about it, but
He knows
you
too
guys
much.
keep it up.
He knows too much. He makes great wheels, though. So.
All right, Ryan, thanks so much, dude. We'll let you get back to the family. Tell Gunnar and Emily. Bye.
See you, buddy.
Dennis, nice meeting you, man.
Bye-bye.
Later.
All right, Dennis. So we're going to actually go to commercial break here. Give me one other story that you have with Seth at Dakar that we don't know about.
Don't do it, Dennis.
He's actually a pretty good singer.
Really? Like, so you're going to commercial break?
Every day. He's singing every day, so maybe he can give you a taste of.
What?
No
He
way.
will sign a new carrier.
Hey, we got this is like if you're Britney Spears, you got the mic right here, son.
All right, I sung a little bit underneath my helmet while I had my AirPods in. I'll be real. I'd be singing. He's like, "What?"
Can you tell us what song you sung, or is it too bad?
It's
I've heard that you like a little bit of Jay Bieber.
I'm dead serious. I'm taking my commercial break right now.
Your
I'm
mom
done.
served that
nice
up,
talking
dude.
To you, Dennis. No, I'm done. It was great talking to you, Dennis.
Hey, so we really appreciate you giving us a little bit of the inside scoop, Dennis. And I don't know if Seth likes it as much as I did, but everybody out there here in the audience, a few people that are here really liked it too. So I do want to say congratulations, obviously, to both of you guys. But you, since you're signing off right now, Dennis, you did a very, very good job. And I think every single person that's watching, listening to the show, and of course, Seth and your whole team really appreciate the job that you did. So I have really, really high hopes for the future for both of you guys.
We keep pushing for sure.
We'll see how long I hold on to him.
All right, man. We're going to keep paying attention to your social media. Can you please tell everybody what your social media account is, just in case they want to follow?
It's just Dennis Sense. My name, nothing special. That's all.
All right. So we tagged him in some of our Instagram stories and things as well. So there you go, right there.
There's Airdog getting it.
Airdog already hooking it up. So thank you.
He's the best.
Thank you very much, Dennis. We really appreciate it. And dude, go back to sleep. Get some rest, buddy.
Yeah, it's what? 3 a.m. there right now? You
Dude.
psycho.
3 a.m. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
thank you.
All right, buddy. Hey, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, dude.
See you, buddy.
See you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, so it is time for a commercial break. We're going to get Austin Jones on here in a little bit, about 10 minutes or so.
Man.
So, hey, so all you guys on Instagram, just hang tight. Caden, what's up, dude? We're going to go to a quick commercial break on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target. We are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
Zollinger Racing builds the best aftermarket products available. Products for your UTV or snowmobile, including billet radius rods, billet tie rods, billet steering knuckles, billet steering racks, alternator kits, and much more. All manufactured in the United States in-house at their headquarters in Nibley, Utah. Travis Zollinger and his team test in some of the most brutal conditions, racing in places like the Best in the Desert Mint 400, Ultra 4 King of the Hammers, UTV World Championships, and many more. Visit ZollingerRacingProducts.com and use the code DIRTLIFE to get 10% off your next purchase, and join us on social media at Zollinger Racing Products to see our products in action. Zollinger Racing, the best products, period. Finally, we got Lance from Solderweld in the studio. Thanks for coming down, bud. Hey, why don't we just record a commercial now?
Yeah, why not? So good to be here, man. It's been a lot. I've been trying to get down here forever, and I wanted to talk about the off-road kit.
Dude, I love those things. I got it in my pack.
Yeah, we're running hundreds of vehicles now running them, whether it's a UTV or some guy's got it in a backpack on his motocross. He's got everything he needs to make a fix right there on the fly, out on the trail, or in the desert, whatever it is.
Well, since I've already used one, I kind of know what to use it for, but explain what it does.
All right, so let's pull one out real quick. You've got your aluminum rods. Remember, they're rods, right? So, light torch, small torch. You can throw it in there or throw it on the rig with your flux. It decontaminates and cleans like let's say a radiator. You get a random rock chip runs through as you're racing. You get a rock chip in a radiator. You got to fix it right there, or you're out of the race.
You can patch it up.
You can patch it up. It's all good to go.
Yep, just like welding.
Yeah. Also, as well with that, you've got a brake line fix. So with your flux, you can fix a brake line, stainless steel. And then your hot block, heat absorption putty. So it keeps you from getting burned, number one, as well as keeps the heat from traveling. So it's really, really nice.
I've used this not even to fix anything. So that stuff works so good, man.
Listen, it's easy. It straps in nicely so that you have everything you need in one little place, and you don't have to carry a big bag in
It's like a first aid kit for your vehicle.
Yeah, chase trucks have it as well, so that, if they need to make a fix on the fly, they can get it done and get it done quick and get you back in the race.
Dude, those things are so cool. All right, so it's at Solderweld on Instagram, Facebook, and solderweld.com.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, bud.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, welcome back to episode 115 of the Dirt Life Show. I'm Georgie Hamill, and we're having a Dakar recap today with our buddy here, Seth Quintero. Austin Jones is going to come on in just a second here. Air Dog's out there eating all the tacos. But this show has been pretty informative, to say the least, so far, right?
It's been fun.
I like it. We're getting kind of behind the scenes stuff, right?
Yeah, sure.
Everybody sees what the Dakar rally is like on social media. You get the racing vibe. I mean, that Seth obviously had a really good rally this year, minus one stage. But the truth is that the Dakar has so much more to offer. Seth's life has so much more to offer. All of the fun things that Dennis was able to talk to us about, Craig Scanlon, obviously Ryan Edwards, who joined us. And we're going to talk about some more fun stories that you may or may not.
Do it.
Yeah. One of the things that I wanted to talk about before we get Austin on was we already asked about how you prep for Dakar, but do you know how the team preps for Dakar? Do they keep you informed on what the preparation is behind that?
Yeah, no, for sure. So we have a workshop in Belgium where we prep all of our cars, or our mechanics prep all of our cars, and the logistics side of Dakar is probably one of the craziest things I've ever witnessed in my life. Because we have 4 cars that get shipped over, plus the 2 chase trucks, plus all the logistics tents, and then
and those aren't like normal chase trucks.
No, they're the big T5s.
Yeah.
And then we also have our team manager coordinating all the flights and everything. So it's one of the most nuts. Like when it all falls together, it's rad to see, but it is one of the most stressful things. Even listening and watching, I'm I feel so bad for you right now. It's
and
nuts.
We were talking about you guys sleeping. Those guys get 0 sleep,
exactly.
Right?
Especially our mechanics. Our mechanics are the most gangster people in the world. They work all night, all day. He was just in here not too long ago. My mechanic Nico. And he's nuts. And every time we come back with a win, he gets even more excited and wants to work harder. So,
dude.
And actually, his girlfriend is my other mechanic, his wife.
That whole teamwork makes the dream work thing, right?
Yeah,
Travis
exactly.
Lee said me and Seth did a wheelie together at the UTV World when I got my pit bike riding. So that's his number one, the memory of you.
That's the only memory you have of me?
I don't know. I'm sure he has more. But, hey, so let's get Austin Jones on here real quick. We'll
my good buddy.
hang out and talk with him a little bit. So for any of you guys that don't know, we'll give Austin a proper introduction. Austin is actually the T4 class champion. So welcome Austin Jones to the show. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys?
Oh, man. We're just out here at 4 Wheel Parts in San Marcos, California, Seth's hometown. We're just having some fun, looking at some tires, doing what we do, off-road guys. But, hey, I want to say congratulations. You've had a good off-road racing career to date. You're still young, too. What are you, 20 years old or something now?
I just turned 26 the other day.
Oh, 26. All right. Yeah, you're still young. Not quite as young as Seth, but, man, it's so cool to see that all you young guns are doing really, really good at the Dakar Rally, man. It is – it's impressive to say the least. I mean, that's not even a good word for it because it's so much more than that, right? But congratulations on your championship. And we were just talking about some of the prep and stuff that goes into it. How do you prep for Dakar?
Oh, man. Dude, it's more getting prepared to.
Hey, we're getting pretty bad audio from you. Are you on Wi-Fi or are you on a cell phone?
I'm on my phone.
All right. Maybe you could try to see if – this is a little bit better now. So how do you get prepared for it?
Really, man, it's just it's more mentally, just kind of getting everything ready, in your mind. However, almost a month out in Saudi, every single day, full throttle. So, really more mentally, but I mean, obviously, riding my bike, driving as much as possible.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like the same.
You want me to translate for him?
Yeah.
So it's really the same thing that I said.
Well, let's tell Austin, though, if you can, maybe try to see if you can get Wi-Fi or something or go to a different room to get a little bit better signal. But that's a pretty sick Dakar trophy in the background, though. Maybe you can show off those bad boys, right?
Nice.
Dude, maybe you'll get one of those.
One day I want one.
Sorry you got to move, Austin. I appreciate you setting all that stuff up, though. But yeah, so you were going to translate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's kind of he was saying the same thing that I was saying. It's more of a mental game than anything with Dakar. Obviously, we all drive enough to where the weeks before Dakar, you're not going to get to the next level within those next couple weeks of driving. Yeah. There's only so much preparation you can do driving. So obviously, he does the same. What he was saying is, like I said, we literally just take a couple weeks off mentally and relax and decompress because. Like I said, when you get back to it, you're so excited to drive nonstop that you can go for a month after that.
Yeah, you just kind of got to get your brain clear, so to speak, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's probably one of the biggest mental hurdles that a lot of drivers have, right? Because there's so much behind it. There's so much that you want to do. Everybody wants to win, right? And there's so many people.
So much pressure on yourself.
Exactly. Because you got the whole team and everything, right?
Exactly.
So I don't know if that was a good translation. Sorry, Austin. We didn't mean to have you move, but hopefully the audio is better now.
Hopefully it works better. Is it better now?
Yeah, dude, it sounds so much better. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. So going into Dakar, what were your expectations?
I mean, expectations were same as always. I mean, it's going to be long and it's going to be hard. I don't know, man. It's tough to be out there. I mean, it takes so much out of you. Like when I got home, the whole week, as soon as I got home, I sleep for a week. It takes so much out of you. So knowing that it's going to be long, knowing that it's going to be hard, and yeah, just trying to enjoy it. Like a lot of times, a lot of stuff can go wrong out there, and it can get kind of, it can bum you out sometimes. So really, just take everything for what it is, and just try to move on and keep going, basically.
Yeah, and so after you sleep for a week, like, how does it feel like when it soaks in that you just became the third United States, third American?
And the youngest.
And the youngest?
And the youngest.
Dude, look at that, man. So 2 records. Well, you're going to probably try to beat those, but he's standing on the top right now.
Got it. He's got the record for now.
Hey, so when it soaked in, how did it feel, dude? Because that's got to be like, I can see just a couple things. You're smiling about it, dude. We are all smiling for you.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked. It's definitely hit for sure. It still hasn't like fully set in. Great. It's basically like we finished, went to the podium, and then we jetted home that next morning, 4:00 in the morning. So it's hard to have it all like really, really set in yet without being around all the stuff like that. But it feels pretty damn good. So.
Yeah, dude.
We were on the same flight that morning. It was like a 3:30 a.m.
Oh, like super early.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys coming back, like getting back with your family, it's got to feel good. I mean, like seeing it from as an outsider, I obviously wasn't there like you guys were and participating in it, but we had so many conversations about you, Austin, about Seth, all kinds of different stuff is happening behind the scenes, and to have the we'll call it fan club or cheer squad, like we were so pumped that both of you guys were doing good, man. Like I would get up super early, start watching, and being like, yes, dude, it's so cool. Like I felt like just big super fan, but like having you guys as our staple was what made it for me. Like, how does it feel to have that? Because if you guys weren't there, I wouldn't have got up early.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny, we talked about that before, like that. Like we're always like I don't know. We know that we're two guys out of a whole group. So we know that like on us, and a lot of people at home are looking at us and stuff like that. So it's cool. I like to represent, obviously, be one of them, like minorities over there. It's like a lot.
Man, I wish your audio connection. I
wish I could have heard him that whole time.
Yeah, I wish your audio connection was better, dude.
I think it was gonna be a sick little paragraph.
Are you? It looks like you're in a house, but you kind of sound like you're in a cave a little bit, dude.
It's like you're in underwater.
Oh,
Let me find. You want me to try to find a different room again?
Yeah, if you don't mind. I don't want you to have to walk around your whole house and interrupt everybody.
I'll translate for him again while he's doing that.
All right.
So what he was saying is like with us two being so young and kind of, obviously representing Team America. And like I was saying earlier.
Team America World Police.
There you go. So the reason why, like you were saying, you wouldn't gotten up early and watched the race if we weren't there. And that we can feel that from everybody. You know what I mean? We can feel all the pressure from people wanting us to win. It's basically Olympics of off-road. And we wanted at least for me, the only thing that I wanted to do, like not necessarily win the race, I just wanted to make everybody back at home proud.
Yeah,
that was my biggest thing. Was I did not want to let anybody down, and that's why we did so well. Is because I put so much pressure on myself to do well, and so like we AJ and I know, and obviously Ricky too, and Mason, we all know that literally America is relying on us to try to put them on top, and that's it's pretty trippy of a feeling. It's like the Olympics of off road, and it's not easy to decompress after that one.
Yeah, I can only imagine like what the pressure is, but like at the same time, you have to be, and I think you did a really good job of this, and Austin did too, but to be humble about where you're at, because it's such an opportunity, and it could be a once in a lifetime thing. Exactly. You've obviously done it twice, but you really have to experience it, right?
Yeah,
so as much pressure as you're getting, you got to live through it and just enjoy it.
Yep, exactly. And that's why I had posted so much, and like I was so thankful throughout the whole process because I read every message.
Yeah.
I might not have gotten back to every message. We only have so much select time.
Right.
But I literally read every single message that I would get, and that's what keeps you going every day. If I didn't have messages to wake up to, like I did the whole 12 days that we were there, I would have went so much slower.
Yeah.
I'd wake up, I'd be like, man, I got to go drive.
Plus the vibe.
Exactly. We were clicking. I was like, man, I got to go drive 800 Ks. I'd look at my phone, and all these people were like, we're so proud of you, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, dang.
All right, Austin, are we like parked right next to the internet router? Are we good now?
Dude, I'm working on it for you, man.
Hell yeah. It sounds actually better.
It's way better. Whoa, more Dakar.
Yeah. Dude, he's got Dakar swag
stuff everywhere. What am I missing out on? I didn't win. That's why.
What? Say what?
I didn't win. He's got all the cool stuff.
Yeah, he's got all the badass stuff. Yeah. Jason, I didn't hear you. Okay. It's because he doesn't have any audio. Yeah. Oh, look, Asher said bing bong.
Bing bong.
So what we were talking about before was kind of like, well, actually with Seth, I kind of want to ask you too, because Seth and Dennis were both talking about food at Dakar. What do you eat out there?
Well, this year we were spoiled. Is it better now? Can you hear me?
Dude, it sounds so much better. Hopefully it stays.
Hopefully, yeah. I'm running out of rooms. Dude, I mean, this year we were hooked up. Got a caterer, so we're eating pretty good. Don't get me wrong, it's still catering the same day, kind of the same food for whatever it was. But I mean, compared to last Dakar, eating at the whack and stuff like that, it was fun.
Their catering, his team's catering is the most nuts thing ever.
Oh, that South Racing Can-Am guys?
His dad. Oh, I wish I could hear you argue with me right now, but we can't even hear
you. Dude.
So you're getting shut down. I ain't got to say anything. But they're catering, so we get like, a piece of meat and a piece of chicken. They're like,
you got 16 granola bars.
Yeah, exactly. But they're getting like street tacos. And if you were to join a team and you needed to eat, it's that team. Because I eat over there all the time. I rob their food all the time.
Dang, dude. It sounds like you guys had some pretty good stuff, Austin.
His dad goes grocery shopping with Scott at South Racing, and they get the best food.
Dude, that's perfect, man. What was your favorite meal that you had in Dakar?
I don't know. We went to this chicken spot, and they had camel fries, and those were, it sounds
What,
gnarly.
Camel fries? What the heck is that?
Big fries.
We had no camel on the fries, but they went for it anyways, and, it was actually pretty killer, honestly.
Dude, that sounds pretty good, huh?
You want a fun fact?
Yeah.
So there's a Raising Cane's in Saudi Arabia.
What?
And every single day, I would eat Raising Cane's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because my hotel was right across the street. So every day, I would just smoke Raising Cane's all day long. It was the best thing ever.
Dude, yeah, big Raising Cane's guy. Even when we were going up to Las Vegas, we stopped there, didn't we?
It's great.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Like, it's not Del Taco, but it's great.
All right, so both of you guys are going to hate me for this. I had my first Del Taco Barstow experience on Saturday. First time I ever went there.
No, I don't like Barstow Del Taco. I'm going to get hated on so much for that.
You probably shouldn't have said it. I thought it was decent.
It's too much.
What do you mean?
There's too much going on in that thing.
I mean, it was all right. I mean,
back to Dakar. We're not going to argue about Del Taco right now.
Thank you for straightening me out.
I'll get frustrated.
So yeah, Austin, when you get back, do you have you just a striking fan club, or what happens when you get back? You get back to work, you sleep. What's the deal?
Yeah, definitely sleep a little bit. Yeah, kick it with all my buddies and stuff that I haven't seen in a while. Catch back up with everybody. Hang out with my girlfriend at home, and just kind of get back into the swing of things. Nice.
And then, it kind of starts slowly setting in. I know you kind of said it's finally setting in that you're a Dakar champion now and stuff. Does that mean that the clock doesn't stop? You guys kind of start preparing for the next thing. Like, what's going on with your racing right now?
Yeah, basically, it'd be nice to be off for a little bit, but I got to head back over to Abu Dhabi for the first round of the World Cup here in March. So, a little bit of time to kick it and have fun, but really it's right back out. Same thing I was saying, road books and doing training again and getting right back into it because the World Cup has already basically started. So I guess the second round, because they added Dakar this year, it would be the first round. So second round is in Abu Dhabi in March. So really just gearing up for that.
Dude, that sounds pretty good though, man. Like that's a pretty busy schedule as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. Yeah, it's a lot of traveling and stuff like that. A lot of what up, Joe? But no.
So let's give him a proper introduction. So, Mr. Joe Whining, what's up, dude? Joe is he's been all over the place. So Joe has been a mechanic for your dad, Austin, and Jesse Jones, as well as guys like Toby Price. He now helps out Jeff Proctor and his Honda team. And Joe also has J-Tech Motorsports, where he does a lot of tuning up for side-by-sides and stuff like that. And Joe actually helped me interview Austin in a Dirt Life show previously, back when we were in Arizona. So welcome, Joe Whining, to the show. What's up, dude?
How you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good.
Thanks for having me on.
So on our screen, Austin is to the left of you. To the left of you is now a newly crowned Dakar champion. Can you believe it, dude?
Dude, actually, yes. It's hard saying. They're driven. That Austin and his father, man, they don't go for second place. So
Dude, I like that.
cool,
That's
man.
a good
Winner won.
Really, really excited for the guys. They did good, man. I got Austin and I did some pre-running for the 1,000. I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and we spent all night long pre-running in a trophy truck. And Austin just did a killer job and had the feel for the car right away, and it was kind of cool. It was good to see that he grabbed onto it with both bars and went with it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is, and that's no small feat. I mean, Austin, like, it must have been a lot of preparation. We talked to Seth, and he said, I mean, there was tons of preparation with him and Dennis going and doing all that stuff. What was it like for you, bud?
Man, I mean, so it's a little bit hard. I mean, I guess it's the same thing with Seth, but we don't get time to actually train with our navigator, which is actually, it's huge. Obviously yours lives in Europe and mine lives in Brazil. So that kind of makes it harder, but I mean, at the same time, it just, driving is driving, miles are miles. So you get more seat time and you just do as much as possible, and that kind of gets you ready for it.
Yeah, I guess that is true. There's only so much preparation you can do, and then you just got to get out there and do the business, right? Joe, when you talk about Dakar being, I mean, it's one of the biggest or most prestigious races in the world, and to have somebody so close to you actually come home with the win, man, you must have been cheering like as loud as you can shout.
Yeah, dude, it's cool. Every day is like an emotional roller coaster, man. You're watching the internet, and you're watching all the media, and they're up and then they're down, and he's up and then he breaks a differential, and it's crazy. It's like a soap opera.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It's like a movie.
And it really is, and we're all so passionate about it and so pumped for him. It's just, God, you know what I mean? It's weird. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when you see, like, because we were talking about it too, like, I woke up and I had, I was fanboying all big time, like, watching these dudes do so well. But one of the questions that I was, like, thinking in the back of my head was, like, if anybody ever got the opportunity to drive one of those big trucks, like, would they? Because I would love to, right? And Seth's like, no way in hell.
No shot.
I don't know if Austin would, but then being the guy behind the scenes, like, how would you answer that question, Joe? Like, would you want to go work on one of those things? Like, how do you pick up one of those damn tires?
Yeah, I don't know. That stuff's heavy. Every part on those trucks are heavy.
They have a crane.
Retarded heavy, where I don't know if it'd even be fun to work on, to be honest with you.
If they get a flat during the stage, they have a crane on the back of the car to lift up the tire to get it in and out and put it back, re-rack it.
Dude, we already got people commenting in trying to tell Austin how to get closer to his microphone on his phone and give him a tune up. Like, God, dude, come on, people. I appreciate the help trying to have Austin do a good job on his phone. I think he knows how to talk pretty good.
Hey, what are with these tortillas that are sitting here?
Oh, dude. Hey, so Joe is actually a perfect person to understand these. So I know that you guys are both Dakar champion or Dakar, participators. Austin's a Dakar champion. You're almost a Dakar champion. You've won a whole bunch, but I honestly feel like I'm going to be giving Seth over here. I wish you were here, Austin, so you could get some too. Joe, have you ever had any of these tortillas, Brian? They're from They're from 4th Avenue in Tucson, Arizona, and I would like to present my friend Seth with 2 dozen of these tortillas.
Wow!
As your
wow! Can I get a round of applause from the audience, please? Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome, dude. So, hey, I'm gonna be in Phoenix tomorrow, Austin. I can bring you some.
Dude, it's hot. Yeah. A pack.
Yep, I got you, dude.
These are both mine. Sorry about it.
But for real though, I think that's better than winning a stage at Dakar. You're gonna taste those things and you're gonna die, dude. They're so good.
I can see that they're quality handmade tortillas.
And I can already see if you leave, then Air Dog's gonna eat them all, and you're not gonna have any.
I do have a Mexican grandmother here that might get mad at me if I don't eat her tortillas.
Oh well, but she can taste them though, and she can be a good judge of it.
She can give it the seal of approval.
And just so you guys know, I still want to talk about Dakar, but these are only imported by myself from Tucson, Arizona to Southern California because the lady won't send them. She just refuses. So
That's so awesome.
yeah. But Joe, you're gonna have to try it. We're gonna have to tell Yesenia. So get back to the Dakar stuff. When you guys look at the whole team atmosphere, and Joe, you can be a good person to answer something like this. Like, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes. Seth was saying that some of these mechanics and some of the team members, they just don't even sleep. They work on the car the whole time, get it set up for you guys. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes. Maybe Austin, you could give us a little bit of a background on what happens when you bring the car back to the bivouac, and then Joe can expand on it.
Yeah, for sure. Like my routine. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you're great, dude.
Yeah, like my routine when I get back is obviously you go in, park the car in your spot, and then kind of have a little bit of a breakdown with your mechanics and your engineers. Tell them how the car ran. They ask you some questions like, stuff that happened in the stage. Kind of give a breakdown with them, and then they like really big initial things that you think like, oh, I smashed something with like front right or something like that. So, kind of big events like that, and they go look it over, take a shower, get some catered food, and and then a couple hours later, I cruise back out and kind of talk to them about what was going on, see what they found since they stripped the car and stuff. But yeah, man, those guys, they're taking that thing apart and putting it back together fully, like every single night. Like they always say to me, like, you got a brand new car today. Like it really is a brand new car. It feels like they stripped that thing full, all back together overnight. And like, I know they're doing it in the middle of the night because in my motorhome, that's all I can hear. Like working on stuff all night.
That's nuts.
It's pretty crazy. Can you imagine? I mean, Joe, you've worked behind the scenes for a long time. Can you imagine putting in that much work for one race, like every single night for, what is it, 12, 13 days?
14 days.
14 days?
Yeah, you really don't think about it. There's like some kind of a, like say when the driver comes in and kind of debriefs everybody, there's just kind of a drive that makes you want to do the best you can, give him the best piece of equipment you can get him, so the driver and the navigator can go do their job.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just some kind of a drive that you don't even think about time, right? You
want
to make the best thing you can make, and that's all there is to it.
I've seen it firsthand when a driver comes in and just kind of gets pissed off at like the whole situation of what happened, during the day, and the mechanics get super upset, like that they're upset and they don't really want to work. So that's one thing that I always, even if I had a horrible day, I'd come in to the mechanics, be like, hey, we did what we could. We're going to get back out there tomorrow, and just kind of try to keep them in a good mood because they do so much work, like behind the scenes. They're up till 4 or 5 in the morning, 30 minutes before you're at the start line, making sure everything's all dialed in. They're up before you, and yeah, that's one thing that I always try to do is like try to come in, have a good attitude, and make sure that you don't blame anything on the mechanics. Like,
right.
Obviously, sometimes there's circumstances where it could have been a mechanic's fault, but most of the time, just freak accidents happen. And
well, so I think AJ, you can probably agree with that. I mean, like, there's a lot that goes into it, right? Like, there's teamwork makes the dream work, right? But when you get into that new car, you're like, dude, these guys have put in so much more work. Does that like put pressure on you? Does it alleviate pressure? Like, what do you feel like in the morning when you get up? Because that's like, I don't know. I don't even know how I would feel.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like pressure or I don't know, because like you obviously like at this point I've had the same mechanic for a couple of races now. And like my mechanic for Dakar, he's been my mechanic for like 3 years racing over there at Rally. So like obviously we're buddies at this point. So like, you want to, first off, you want to give him a car that's not a piece of junk. Like try to make as little amount of work as possible for them. Yeah, that's, kind of the goal. Obviously, if you're doing that, then you're doing a pretty good job because you probably didn't mess anything up. And secondly, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of pressure, like just knowing how into it these guys are and like their passion for motorsports and Dakar racing and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, it's almost like a little bit extra of a motivation. Like, you want to do it for yourself. You want to do it for your navigator, all the people back at home, all that kind of stuff. But then at the same time, like you want to make your mechanics proud and you want your mechanics to say like they prepped the car. They're the mechanics for the car that won Dakar.
Dude, yeah,
that's a flex too.
Dude, 100%, right?
Just as much of a flex.
Yeah, like I think that it's really rad for them to be able to be like, yeah, like, basically it's their win too. I mean, like they're doing tons of work. I mean, they're making the car that wins, So, like, I think it's pretty cool for them to be able to be like, yeah, I did this and this car won Dakar. Like, like they won as much as I did, basically.
Yeah, and you could probably agree with that too, Joe.
No, for sure. For sure. No, it's a big chip on the shoulder, and especially if you can, like I say, if you can deliver something to the driver that he can do his job properly in, you got a winning team. It's super rewarding in both. Like also said, I mean, the mechanics are winning just as much as the driver and navigator are winning.
Hey, so we had a question come in on Instagram, so I'll let Austin answer this first. But the question was, what's the difference between driving or racing in Dakar compared to like a race in the United States, like let's say a score race or a best in the desert race?
I mean, there's tons of differences. Obviously, the vehicles that like I drive are way different. I've always in either spec, trophy truck spec or the trophy truck. So obviously, jumping from a trophy truck that has 1,200 horsepower, crazy travel, 40-inch tires, and then jumping into a Can-Am, which is a little bit different, obviously. So the cars are different, and then just the mentality, like the format of like you don't have to just blast as hard as you can the entire 1,000 miles or 800 miles or whatever it is. You pick times where you can kind of chill and fall back a little bit, and pick times where you're really going to push and stuff like that, and kind of work on that a little bit more. So that's really the biggest difference. Is like the mentally, like preparing for, I got to go full blast all day no matter what. Like if I get one flat, like I'm basically screwed. Or like, okay, we kind of had a bad day today. Let's get it tomorrow. That kind of deal.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. Like it almost changes everything, right? It changes logistics. It changes strategy. How would you manage something like that behind the scenes, Joe? Oh, it looks like we might have lost Joe. Yeah, like from behind the scenes, like doing it, like let's just say from the mechanic standpoint and stuff, it's got to be way different.
Yeah. Oh, there he is.
There you go.
It's tough, man. The amount of mileage and stuff that they're doing is it's crazy. It's crazy. And like you said, the vehicles are so different. And the mileage, and to be in all honesty, the mileage that these guys are doing on a daily is a lot. They're doing liaisons plus the special. They're doing a lot of mileage that people don't really see. They're seeing the specials, and that's where all the time counts. But the liaison from the bivouac to the start line and then from the finish line back it's insane.
Yeah. So
I mean, how many miles roughly do you guys do a day or kilometers?
Yeah, Austin, maybe you can answer that because Seth got into a little bit.
Yeah, like I mean, some days, dude, we're doing 400, so like at least like 700 kilometers on like long days and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean that's another thing too. The couple hours on the hours.
Toby Price just joined us too. So what's up, Toby? How are you, man?
Yeah, a couple hours on the highway here and there. Like shout out to the bike guys. That's wild.
Yeah, dude, that's another question that we were going to ask. Like I asked Seth, I'm like, dude, would you do it on a bike or in a truck? He's like, yeah, no way for either one of those. Would you guys try it on a bike?
No, hell no.
Well, I can bike in the first place, so not really. I don't think I'd be able to hang with these dudes.
Dude, it's so gnarly.
I wouldn't even care about hanging with them. I'd be caring about not getting lost every second of my life.
That's if I made it to the stage, dude.
Yeah, if I can make it through the liaison, we're looking pretty awesome. We're looking sweet.
Hey, so Austin, maybe you could tell us a little bit more. Like you guys are using, Toby, if you want to join, you can jump on as well. But so Austin, you were saying like the liaison. So that's basically like your intermediary portion where you go from the bivouac to the actual start of the race, and then the special is the actual race portion of it, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So like we leave the bivouac every day, like the pits, where we do all this stuff in the morning. You get like a starting time that you have to leave the bivouac, and then you get a starting time where you have to be at the starting line. So maybe there'll be like you get a couple hours to do 300 kilometers or something like that. So like you can't really mess around. There's not a lot of time to not be paying attention. Like you got to go pretty hard at the limiter to get to the actual start of the special. And then after a couple hours on the highway, get to the actual start of the special, get into the dirt on, it's another 500 kilometer day or something like that in the dirt. So, And then the best part is when you're all that gnarly day in the dirt, then you get to jump on the highway and do like 250K back. And yeah, so you can just think about how your day went.
Especially if you had a crappy day.
Austin and I have definitely had some fun on the highways together.
Oh, really? Just
yeah.
cruising back?
Oh yeah, we'll cruise together at least last year. This year not so much, but last year we had some fun on the highways for sure.
Was that like a convoy, like when you're driving all the dunes and
little
stuff?
Caravan action.
That's pretty cool.
I was trying to kick it on, but it kept on winning the stage and started so far.
One thing I wanted to hit on, Austin, here in the States and also in Mexico, we get to pre-run for a week or 2 weeks, make all of our own notes, get an idea what the course is, you know what I mean, and have a GPS map and with your own notes that you create for the race day. How much of an advance do you get your notes for your special?
Yes. So we used to get them like my very first year at Dakar. They gave us, it was only 3 years ago.
Hey, Austin, hang tight. Hey,
the road.
Toby Price, update your Instagram app. It won't let you join on unless you update your Instagram app. I'm okay. Sorry, Austin. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a huge difference. That was a huge difference between Baja, obviously, and then racing down in Rally. It's so different not being able to pre-run, and like you have to pay so much more attention about what you're driving because, I mean, there's stuff that can be not in the road book. I mean, the road book isn't 100% every single thing that you would want if you were making notes yourself.
It was drawn months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. So
stuff changes.
So yeah, the wind changes the dunes.
Especially the dunes. Like road books are like they're pretty accurate when they were first written, but then 2 months go by.
Dude, I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if there's been any rain or anything like that, like there's gnarly stuff that aren't in there. So yeah, I mean it's super hard. So it really just teaches you like you got to stare out the window like the entire time and really, really, really read everything a lot harder than you would as if you're driving a trophy truck and you had notes and you knew like kind of where stuff was at. I mean, there's stuff the whole time. You have absolutely no idea what's around every corner and stuff like that unless he's reading.
You have no mental break the whole time.
How would you deal with something like that, Joe, since you have so much experience in the right seat?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Naturally, I would just think you'd be tense. You know what I mean? It's just be on the edge of the seat the whole time because you really don't know what's coming. You know what I mean? Like you say, it could have rained last week, and there's a big washout that wasn't there 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy, right?
Yeah.
You've got to be driving 100 yards out.
Yeah, so Austin, we were talking to Seth earlier, and he was saying his motocross background obviously gives him a little bit of an advantage because he looks further away and further ahead and stuff like that. I feel like you kind of have that same advantage too, because going from racing stuff that's a little bit faster, like a 6100 or trophy truck or whatever, you look quite a bit further ahead, so it kind of brings you into slow motion almost in a side-by-side, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. That definitely helped a lot. I think that helped me like adapt to it a lot more, and it got me better at reading and stuff like that. Just that everything was so fast earlier. I mean, we're still going fast. Don't get me wrong. It's just a little bit different, And everything in Saudi Arabia and like a lot of these rallies and stuff. Like since there's no actual race course, a lot of the times we're in like big lake beds or like big open plains and stuff like that. So. There's more than like you don't just drive like where the other cars have driven if there's lines or anything like that. I mean, you have as far away as you want. You can take ways way different, and you could be off of the road book and think that you're on the main track, and then there'd be a gnarly G-out or something that wasn't in the road book because the actual race course that they wanted you on was like 500 meters over to the left or something like that. So,
that's great. How are the checkpoints or waypoints or whatever, like where you have to go?
There's WPSs, WPEs, and WPNs. There's waypoint safety.
Yeah.
And so they're all blind waypoints. You don't know. There's an arrow that opens up about a kilometer out of all of them, and you can follow that kilometer in.
Oh.
But you have to be within 90 meters of clicking that waypoint. And 90 meters, I can't really translate that to feet. I'm not too good with all the translations. But if you're 100 meters off, you're not going to find the waypoint, and all of a sudden you're lost, and you think that you're off course. But if you go back to where you were a couple meters ago, and you went 10 meters over to the right, you found the course.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you guys run into any of that, Austin?
Day 1 or day 2?
Yeah, day 2, that first real stage. Yeah, I mean, dude. So another one that you didn't say is there's hidden waypoints that like you literally never get any arrow at all. So you could be cruising around unless you're hitting it like right there on the spot. Then no arrow ever pops up, and a lot of time with those hidden ones, like the arrow doesn't pop up. So like, you'll just be
they won't
around like not really having an idea sometimes, and then I'll be like beep, and you'll be like, oh, hell yeah,
thank
it was
God,
right.
thank God.
Dude, that's could you imagine that, Joe?
No, it'd be tough.
So
It'd be really tough.
So stage
Like
one.
you say, you got to put so much faith in your navigator.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And just make sure that you guys know the notes and work together. I can't even imagine. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. One thing I want to say again is Toby Price is trying to join us. Toby, if you want to update your Instagram app on your phone, I think it should let you in, but we'll keep trying, bud. Yeah, so let's go a little bit more behind the scenes than what we were talking about. Like, that's so crazy, the logistics of the race, man. Like, but when you guys are done and you accomplish that stage, what's the mental, like, preparation for the next day, right? Do you just kind of like we always talk about it, and Joe knows this, like if you're a dirt bike racer, the best thing that you have in your mental piggy bank is you can forget about stuff right away. Like you just don't remember the last corner that you made a mistake in. Do you guys use those same things like when you go into the next stage, or like how does it roll over after so many different days?
Like for me, like I had touched on earlier, it was really just like getting to read all the messages after, like on the liaisons, if you did well, or even if you didn't do well. It makes it a lot easier to forget what went wrong. So like,
you can just wipe the slate clean?
Yeah, exactly. So if, say I had a bad day, but I had a ton of messages, supporting messages, I could forget about that whole last day. I mean, obviously, if it'll pop up, I'll drive the whole liaison home pissed off sometimes. And I'm like, if I would have just not blew that one corner, or if I didn't turn around, I would have went 10 meters further.
Oh, and it would have stuck in your head when you went to bed?
Yeah, exactly.
What about you, Austin?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, like what you said, dude, on the liaisons, like, especially when you have a long one after the stage, like, that helps a lot, just kind of having a short memory. Like, I mean, after a couple more hours of driving on the highway, you don't even really remember how the stage was at day 8 or something like that, and you're like, all right, well, there's another day down, a couple more to go.
Oh, my God, we're already at day 8. Like, that was so long ago. It feels so long. Like, once you start getting into 8, 9, 10, and you try to remember 2 and 3, you're like, that feels like so long ago.
And you can only remember certain specs of it, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like a good racer, like unfortunately the memory bank is not really there, but that's what a good racer does. So a couple things. Toby Price just said, to keep going. You guys are legends. He couldn't get on, but thank you very much for trying, Toby. I don't know if you guys know, but this dude named Jones TT76, he just joined us. Who's that guy?
I don't know.
That's our chef in Saudi Arabia, actually.
Dude, he was out there whipping it up, or what?
For me, he chefed it up for me in Morocco.
Not
nice. Not Saudi Arabia this year, but he got down on some French fries in Morocco for me.
So Jesse Jones, thank you very much for joining us, man. We really appreciate it. There's some pretty good conversations going on here. One of the funniest things is like everybody, like including myself, wants to drive a truck, but these guys are all talking me out of it, dude.
Dude, the trucks. All right, like. It's cool and all. They'll pass you going 180 kilometers an hour, and they're tall, they're big, they're ready to squish you at any moment. But you're sitting on top of the axle. There's so much body roll. You're going through the biggest dunes. It's like,
got to be so hard on your back.
No part of me ever wants to drive one of those.
Dude, I could only imagine. So one of the last questions that I wanted to ask you guys before we let you go is you guys don't have pit stops, so to speak. Like Seth said, you guys in the middle of the stage, you can refuel.
Yep.
But how does it work, and like how far can most of the vehicles go? Because let's just say I wanted to race Dakar next year. Like, how am I preparing to understand how far I have to go?
So usually there's a fuel stop about 150 Ks into the stage, more or less. Usually they mark it in that area, so you're safe on fuel, at least at the start. So at the start of the stage, at the start of the special, there's a refuel for T3s and T4s and bikes. For the big trucks and the cars, they carry a lot more fuel, so they don't have a fuel stop. And
Austin, your team has somebody there to fuel you up, or
the Dakar guys do it?
Oh, the Dakar guys do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
you are not allowed to touch the car at all.
Really?
Yeah. So when you're fueling, you are not allowed to touch the car one bit.
Dude, that's great.
Like, you're not allowed to like clean the windshield.
No.
Like not.
So I literally FIA it's different this year because of FIA. A lot more strict rules, but there was literally a stick laying on top of my A-arm, a stick like that big, laying on top of my A-arm, and I went
like from a bush or something.
Yeah, but it was gonna fall off if I drove 2 feet, so I just went to go grab it and throw it, and I got yelled at so quickly because it's a service on your car. apparently it's a service. Like they are so crazy strict about that. They won't let you wipe your windshield. They won't let you do anything, and they watch you. If you're a leader, they watch you get ready to make sure your belts are tight, to make sure you have your ball club on.
You
They're
learned your
crazy.
lesson. You're not trying to hit any bushes on the way.
Yeah, don't touch a bush anymore.
Dude, did any like crazy stuff like that happen to you, Austin?
Yeah, 100%. Like what you were saying, they make sure that you're all belted in and stuff. Dude, they come up and like they make you lift up your sock or your driving suit, to make fireproof socks and stuff that they give you. Like it's pretty on it there. Those dudes are not playing around.
So yeah, I'm a big safety guy right here, big safety guy, and so actually Joe can agree with all of this stuff. But like, first of all, I feel like that's a pain in the ass. But like, it's really good that they do that. Like that makes it so much more fair and so much more safe for all of the competitors. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I did the Dirt by Florida AP a couple days ago, and I had said in that interview that safety in United States racing compared to European racing is an absolute joke.
Yeah, I believe it.
With helmet certifications and fireproof stuff, like the U.S. just because now that I've raced in Europe and like seen all the stuff that they have to go through and all the homologations they have to do, the U.S. you can race, they wouldn't even check your suit.
That's nuts, dude.
It's
I
crazy.
know that a lot of guys at BITD don't even wear gloves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we could talk about safety like for days, like, but man, that is nuts. Did you run into any little idiosyncrasies or anything, or were you guys, I guess, liaisons and specials pretty smooth, Austin?
We were pretty smooth. I mean, we had a couple issues here and there. Lost a couple of axles on the highway the first day. But that was because of a ride height issue and stuff like that. So we got that all figured out, and then we lost that diff the second to last day, stage 11, and that was a bummer. But you know, I mean, you can only do so much. I mean, you're asking these cars to do so many miles every single day, and like when you're running at the front, Seth knows, like you're not really going, like you're not being nice to the car, like car to a point, but I mean, at that point, if you're trying to run up at the front every single day, like you're going for it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's, you can only ask so much. So like we had a couple of issues here and there and stuff, nothing too critical that stopped us for very long. And we were able to fix it pretty quick, but yeah, luckily, like shout out to my mechanic, shout out to my team. We were really clean like every single day. So that's all we could ask for.
It's so crazy, man. Like, Joe, you're probably in the same mindset as me right now. Like, I have almost like sensory overload in understanding the mechanical portion and everything that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, it's it'd be really neat to go experience that one time, just to go check it out and see everything. I know, being racing over there in Australia, they follow a lot of the FIA rules and stuff like that, and they're strict, no doubt about it. The safety, which God bless them, that's top priority.
Yeah,
you know, we all have family to go home to and friends to see and all that, and
well, yeah, but yeah, as you say that, Austin and Seth just slept for a freaking week after they got back.
Yeah, they almost killed us, but we're all good now.
It's draining. You're doing 12 days back to back, and like you say, average day for them is 600K in a car, dude. That's 500 miles.
Yeah, that's
every single day on the edge of your seat because the road book was made a month ago.
Yeah, that's crazy,
I mean?
dude.
So, dude, it's just, yeah. It's super. That's my hats off to you guys, man. That's awesome.
Even when you're done after the special, you can never have a mental break. In those 14 days that you're at Dakar, even the rest day, you are mentally sharp and on it. You have to be the whole time.
Fully clicking the whole day.
If you get out of the mindset for 1 second, it's game over. You're going to make a mistake and you're done.
Yeah, that's cool. How was it like after you got back then, Austin? I mean, clearly you were tired because you didn't get very much sleep, but like what Seth's saying, like to bring up that point is like, does your brain have to calm down after it? I mean, like how much focus did you have to overuse of your mental capacity during those freaking 14 days? It seems like you would run out like after the second day.
Yeah, and that's more what it is, like sleeping for like a week or whatever. When you get home, sleeping for a bunch, it's like it's really mentally because you're just so smoked from thinking about every single piece of dirt, every single rock, every single dune, you know, for 12 days in a row for 600 kilometers a day. Like it's gnarly. So yeah, I mean, and then like we were saying, like after day 9 or something like that, you're almost just on autopilot. Like you're so smoked and what really like kind of makes the difference is like being able to manage it at the end, like those last 5 days or something like that, as opposed to at the beginning.
That's probably where your team and your co-driver really kick in.
So the hardest day for me, I don't know about Austin, is rest day. Rest day is by far the hardest day because I try.
Why?
My body just wants to, or my mind wants to unwind and get out of it, and I'm so tired all day long. But rest day is not rest day. Rest day is media day and interview day.
Oh.
You got so much to do all day long. It's one of the most busy days. And after rest day, I wake up for stage 7, and I'm like, man, this is we got a long way to go because you start looking downhill. And you're like, wow, that's not easy.
Is that kind of what happens to you, Austin, or were you actually able to get a little bit of rest?
I mean, yeah, you get a little bit of rest just because you're not. But like what he said, I mean, it's almost more work, because we're here and we're so used to getting up, having a start time, going and driving the car all day, and doing that job, and then you're off for a day, and it's like, all right, well, now that we have you for a second, let's do all these, you know what I mean? And then you have to do 30 things. And then before you know it, you're like, oh man, like it's time to go to bed now. Like next day is coming up. And I got to.
Hey, so we just had a comment come in and said, happy birthday, Austin. Is today your birthday?
No, it was the 19th.
Dude, well,
happy late birthday.
Yeah, happy late birthday, dude. Woo. Big 26 guy right here. Big 26 guy.
Yeah.
I have a question for you on the liaisons. Does a driver have to drive, or can a Navi drive?
I think a Navi's allowed to drive. I know that's. I've seen it before. A lot of people have their navigators drive, especially afterwards, after the stage. A lot of dudes are they switch and they drive home. I don't like to because I don't know. I feel like we're already all the way there. Unless I've had him drive one liaison before, but I feel like you're already there. You're here to do it. Might as well just drive the whole thing.
Yeah. Hey, is that a strategy or something?
No, it's not only that. It's like you both have so much of a job anyways to where
just stick to what you're good at.
I would feel bad to take a break if he wouldn't be able to take a break. The only time I've had my Navi drive is after we had broken stage 2. I had drove got towed through the dunes, and I had him drive the highway section just because I mentally couldn't do it anymore. But it's like we're both working so hard in that car. If I had taken a break, I'd feel so guilty because it's like we're both. It's not.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Fair.
And plus, you're so good at what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, makes sense.
There's still work to be done on liaison. We got to figure out how to get back with the road book.
All right, Joe, before we let you go, you got any more questions for the boys?
No, guys, both you. Killer job, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
You guys killed it. Awesome. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Joe. Really appreciate it. Hey, and tell Yesenia and the kids we said hello.
I will, for sure. Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll see you later, buddy.
Good seeing you.
So we're going to get the Motul guys to just come on the show real quick before we kind of wind everything down. What was one of the main things that you remember from the rally, Austin? I know clearly you have a memory of, being on the podium and having all of the congratulations and stuff like that. But aside from that, behind the scenes, can you give any of us an understanding of a good memory that you had during the races?
Probably on rest day. On rest day, we had a nice barbecue. A couple people came over. Shorty came over from Yamaha pit and stuff like that.
That's epic.
Yeah, it was rad.
Short's
Seth,
so cool.
You didn't make it over that day, I don't
No,
think.
we had a barbecue as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then just kind of everybody, the mechanics were working all day and stuff like that. But at that time, they were kind of finished, taking a break for the day. They're never finished, but they were taking a break for the day. Kind of everyone was chilling. That was really the best, is when everyone was really relaxed, everyone was doing good and stuff like that. We were all in a good spot and just kind of make the best out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound like it was. There's so many things that go on behind the scenes, right? So, Austin, you guys did a really good job out there. And one of the main sponsors of your guys' Can-Am South racing team and of the whole Dakar rally together was Motul. And now we've got Nolan Browning from Motul USA on the show. What's up, Nolan? How are you?
Good, man. How are you guys doing?
We're doing awesome, dude. They've been sharing all kinds of behind-the-scenes stories of everything that goes on with the rally. I mean, dude, it's so insane how much goes into just, I don't want to say one race because it's basically 12 races, but one event, dude, it's gnarly.
So I was going to say this earlier. One Dakar is almost 3 best in other seasons, if not more.
Yeah, that's freaking nuts
days.
to think about it like that.
Yeah. So imagine racing Best in the Desert for 3 years in a row in 12 days.
Could you believe that, Nolan? That's so much racing.
No, it's unbelievable. And yeah, I've been listening to you guys and the stories there, and just what you guys have done for the sport in North America is huge. So I just want to, congrats on success. And just as somebody, we supported it for years, but I think we always kind of watch from afar, right? I'm a huge fan. I watched Speed Channel like way back in the day when they aired the Dakar. And so to see you guys like get more fans on board and it's just, like you said, it's not just a race, right? It's like, it's a whole different level of endurance and kind of a marathon, of all marathons and desert racing. So, it's been awesome to watch you guys and root from the U.S. I haven't been, so we're still arguing for me to get over there and help support the team in the bivouac. So we'll see if we can make that happen. But, congrats to both of you guys. Huge fan. I've been watching the last few years.
Thanks.
It is super cool, man.
The one thing I was going to say, it's like you guys addressed almost all the questions I have, but I was going to say, and you kind of said it, Seth, it's like there's so much you're on all the time. I was going to say how much socializing is there, like in the bivouac. I mean, there's, not a lot of people know there's 1,000 riders, something like that, 500 plus vehicles.
Yeah, it's another thing we could touch on. Like what AJ was saying, Short came over to there and had a barbecue, but, we're walking around the bivouac. We all go to some of the debriefings, or if anything happens, we go and talk about it. But where a lot of the larger teams stay together in an area, and then you have your privateer teams in an area. So, we walk around the bivouacs, we make our rounds. We don't socialize too much. Obviously on rest day we do, especially between, our teammates. But yeah, there's not too much socializing.
Well, you guys are there to do a job, right?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody, especially the bike riders. The bike riders get back so much earlier than us, and they're already done with their jobs. They're in bed by, 6 o'clock when we could be getting back at 6 or 7 o'clock. So there's not too much socializing, but after the race, there's a ton. Seeing each other at the airport or on rest day, whatever it is. It's always cool to talk about the stories.
So Austin, going along with what Seth's saying, that's got to actually it's one of those things, right? I'm still friends with all the dudes that I grew up dirt bike racing with. They're friends for life, right? I can imagine that you're establishing all that stuff now with the people at the Dakar rally. That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely, it makes it cooler for when you go back to the next race. You see all your buddies and stuff like that you usually only see at races. So that's really cool. People from all over the world. And obviously I think us Americans, like me and Seth, Ricky, a couple of the other guys, Shorty, we've all gotten pretty close. And obviously we're usually on the same flights there, usually on the same flights back, usually, kicking it together if there's a chance to kick it. So yeah, definitely getting closer with all those guys, and yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. AJ and I had never really talked too much before Dakar, and then just kind of being American, it's nice to be able to hang out with somebody that you understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
You just kind of get what they're going through because you're going through the same thing. So it was AJ and I got super close. I think around Abu Dhabi last year, spent a lot of time together, and now we're pretty good homies. So we want to see each other do well, and especially on the stages when we see each other, we're always pumped. And yeah, Dakar definitely makes some cool relationships.
It really is. One question that I had, Nolan, I think you'll actually like this one, is are there fans, I saw one Instagram video, and there was fans sitting, it literally looked like 100 miles from zero civilization, just standing on the side of the track. Are there a bunch of fans that go out and watch the races?
There's not tons. It's not down in Mexico where you're driving through just a tunnel of people. But I mean, it's definitely gotten more popular. The first Dakar I did in Saudi, there was not too many people out there. Second year, a little bit more. And then this year, quite a few more, especially once you get closer to the end of the stage, that you're getting closer because there's dudes out there on crazy dunes, in their Forerunners and stuff. They made it all the way out there in their car. They drive on the street.
Just mobbed it?
Dude, it's the most... Did you see the video of one of the Hilux racing the Land Rover?
Yeah.
Smoking him. He was gone.
That little Toyota truck was just on it. That's hilarious. Yeah. So that's kind of what got me going and thinking about that because, in, all the United States desert races, you can go watch and check it out. But then, I started seeing these people, and I'm like, no way. I would totally fanboy from the sidelines like that. That's so cool.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely more popular. There's people out there, and they're in the gnarliest places too. You would never expect there to be a bunch of people there, and then there's a whole family chilling, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're throwing shouts outs. They're what up?
Well, it's weird. There's a couple stages. One of the stages I really noticed, I think it was stage 8 or something like that. we're going through, and I almost got lost because there were so many people that you had to dodge. And
Really?
So like it's a lot easier to read your road book and follow no line than it is to read your road book and there's lines everywhere. You second guess yourself so much. So like when there's so many spectators, you're like, you kind of forget what you're doing. You're just trying to follow a line, but you're like, there's no line, and then it's like, I'll ask my co-pilot all the time when there's people. I'm like, what was my cap? He's like, no, you're good. Just stay straight, stay straight. But there's so many people to where you're like, is that a race line? Is that not a race line? Like, I don't know where I am anymore.
So, Nolan, that's one of the things that I think is the most interesting about rally race like the Dakar is like, so Motul does a lot of sponsorship for closed course racing, pavement, dirt, all that stuff. And that's what I'm used to. Like, so I understand all that, and you really have to just remember where you're at and what lines to pick on course. But in this case, it's completely different. It's like all of that stuff is wiped out.
Yeah, that's like I said, the navigation you were talking about earlier, Seth, the guys on the bikes, like I still have no idea, right? You'll see their scrolling maps and some of the machines. Like I've seen Ricky's bike, we've had it a couple times in the booth, and it's like I have no clue how. Like just like I said, the navigator's got to, like you said, has a job to do, and just how intense that is when you're on the dunes, just not getting lost and keeping your bearings and all that stuff. But yeah, the guys, especially on the bikes, and there's some of these, we sponsor the Motul Originals, is what it's called now, with the independent riders that are by themselves. Watching some of those guys' stories and then talking to a couple of them personally, it's a whole different level of like a mental game, and like just, like you said, being focused to make sure that if you're off just a little bit, whether it's your navigator or the driver itself, like you can wind up in a bad situation pretty quick out there. So
it is pretty crazy, man. It's so intense to me to like think about that because like, well, for Austin and Seth, it's a little easier because you guys are born and bred not on closed courses, right? I mean, like a little bit moto and stuff like that, but I could never, ever understand how you guys get through that stuff because you guys are thinking on the fly so much. And just like I was saying before, Austin, like the mental capacity that you guys have to have and on every single day is so insane.
Yeah. That's the thing is like, we keep on saying it, like keep on coming back to it. Like it's literally probably 90% mental, just being able to like get through every single day and stuff like that. It's so hard. So yeah, I mean, just, it's literally just full focus every single day for 12 days straight. And you have to deal with where you're at in the race and trying to get some food. And then, you know what I mean? And living in the actual big bike itself and stuff. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to think about. So yeah, it's exhausting for sure.
And then one other final question that I was going to ask, and Nolan, I want you to answer this question first before the guys. If you could choose any vehicle to drive in the Dakar Rally, what would it be?
Well, I've been joking about it the whole time, but like ever since I was younger watching it, those stupid trucks, like the trucks are ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, everybody's picking the trucks, dude. I told you.
When you see those things in person, you'll understand.
They look so.
I've never seen one on purpose. Yeah.
Dude, they look so gnarly.
They're a lot bigger than you think.
Awesome.
How big is it compared to like a normal United States semi truck? How big is it?
Their tires are bigger than monster truck tires.
Really?
Yes.
They're that big.
They're
so
huge.
It's like a massive semi, like bigger than
It's a giant trash truck.
God, that'd be so
It's a
insane.
lifted trash truck. Yeah, it's a lifted trash truck.
All right, maybe I should change up the question. Like, if you could drive one of those vehicles for 15 minutes, what would it be?
I mean, I would drive one not in the dunes. Those guys are crazy.
You drive
Those
it from
Russians are nuts.
You drive it from your house to the 7-Eleven to get hot Cheetos?
That's fine. I'm down every day of the week. You know what? I would bash that thing through Ocotillo for sure. I'm not going to Glamis.
All right, so Nolan's picking the big truck. What are you picking, Austin?
Yeah.
I'm happy in my Can-Am for sure. I'm saying that.
Oh, perfect. With Motul products in it. Man, what are you picking, Seth?
Obviously, I love my OT3. That's a hard one. You know, you got the Toyota Hilux, the T1 Plus. You got the
those things sound so insane. Like they must have some sort of crazy exhaust routing on those motors or something.
They're 6-to-1 headers.
Oh, really? Yeah, dude, they sound so sweet.
And so, you got the Toyota Hiluxes, you got the BRX, you got the old Peugeots.
Dude, I'm going full Audi. I'm going Carlos Sainz, bro.
That was what I was going to say. That Audi, it passed me through the dunes. It was the craziest thing I've ever witnessed in my life.
Because you didn't hear it?
Not that I didn't hear it. The amount of torque that it had pulling up a dune, it was the fastest thing I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, he just stomped on the gas, so whoop, up a dune, no problem.
Dude, that would probably change your whole style of racing, right?
Yeah, so I drove the Extreme E cars a little bit, electric.
Yeah.
And they're kind of the same platform. more or less. The Extreme car is a little bit lighter, and driving those things, it is the craziest feeling. It feels like you're in two-wheel drive because of how much torque you have and how much you're spinning.
Really?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Dude, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm a big truck guy like Nolan is too, but honestly, if I could pick one car, I think it would just be that because I wouldn't know what to expect.
You touch the gas and you're back in your seat fast.
Dude, that's crazy.
This year we had one of our brand managers, the marketing guy in France. He did one of the classics. So he was in a Lada Niva, I think one of the old SUVs from like the 70s. So he that actually looks pretty awesome, like the classic vehicles, like the old Porsches and stuff like that.
Porsches are so
that's
cool.
a close second, yeah.
Oh, they had that, huh?
Yeah.
So they run a different course. They don't run our course. They run a lot different of a course, but they have like old Porsches and wagons.
Did you guys go check any of those out, Austin? Like any of the older cars?
I mean, you see them like just kind of cruising around and stuff like that. I looked at one Porsche for a little bit. Those things are sick, dude. Like,
they're super sick.
Yeah, the technology back in the day is like almost equal to what. Well, I don't want to say almost equal. Like it blows your mind how that was like technology back then and how much it was, right?
But sometimes it also blows my mind how they're still running. Like some of them that you see are like, how is this thing driving right
Just full clappers?
Just completely destroyed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's insane. So maybe like there should be a two-part question. What legacy car would you drive? And then what new car would you drive? That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a hard one. For the new ones, it's hard, but I think for the old ones, I drive the Porsche.
You go Porsche?
Yeah. The 911's sweet.
What would you pick if you had to go legacy, Austin?
Oh, for sure the Porsche, dude. They're like it's sick.
They're so cool to see.
How high are they? Is it like a lifted?
Low.
It's like I think in my head is the lifted El Camino.
I could literally sit down right here and my head would be at the top.
Really?
Yeah, they're nuts. There's not a lot of room in them, but they're cool.
That does sound pretty cool. But I would like to see like how they had the motors done and like all that stuff.
Sure.
If you're picking legacy, are you going with Porsche too, Nolan, or?
I feel like I'm like to do one of those clapped out cars they're talking about. That's like how is it running? Like that's
they're like old Land Rovers.
Yeah.
There you go. That would be pretty cool, man. All right, well, we're gonna wind down this interview, Nolan. I appreciate you coming on and hanging out. I really want to say great job to Motul and all of the stuff that you guys did to help out all the racers in Dakar. Obviously, you helped out the teams. You were a big part of the Dakar rally itself. So kudos to all the guys overseas as well as what you guys are representing in America too.
I want to say something about Motul at Dakar. So I don't know how much you guys were watching, but they had an area to where you brought your old engine oil in, transmission oil, and they would like scan it for you and tell you if there was anything like if your oil was burnt or if there's a contaminant in your oil. Like they would fully analyze your oil and machines and tell you if you needed to do something.
How rad is that? Because then you can go give it to the mechanics, or the mechanics can know like, oh, we fried it, like cylinder one's like gonna go or whatever.
Exactly. Oh no, the front diff oil is burnt. We should probably change the front diff, but we'd never know because we like looking at oil. It's hard to tell.
Dude, that's super cool.
I did that on rest day. They had me take like a little vial, and I went over up into their truck, and they had like
to the lab. Yeah,
it was sick. Yeah,
so
and,
cool.
Like, they like light a little bit. They don't light it on fire, but they like burn it so they can take like all the heat samples and stuff from it, and then they give you a printed out sheet, literally of like every single thing, like all the viscosity, everything that you could basically pick apart about the oil, and then give it to you.
Dude, that is so rad.
So
like
rad.
that's literally like I'm thinking like Batman superhero shit right here, because like they're taking care of like, and dude, I can only imagine how much the mechanics and the team like that was working on the vehicles and analyzing the vehicles appreciated that. That's so cool.
Yeah,
we've found some like people that had engine failures like the day before they had it, just to let them know. Like we saw some metals and stuff in their oil. So yeah, we've had that lab travel to the U.S., but I keep begging for that truck that the lab sits in that they have the Dakar to also come with it. Yeah. So hopefully one year we'll get the truck out here too. But thanks for bringing that stuff. It's a huge part of.
Hey, let's keep
kind of be out there and test with it, you guys. Yeah.
Let's keep pushing for it. We'll have Seth and Austin give them a call. Just let us know the phone number. We got a call over there. All right.
Done.
All right, Nolan. Hey, dude, like I said, I didn't even know about them testing the oils and stuff, but that was really cool that you guys did that, man. Keep up the good work and supporting all the racing culture, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, again, I appreciate you guys for what you've done for the sport in the U.S. So keep doing the success, and we'll keep watching.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much, dude. We'll see you later, Nolan.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
All right, Austin. So we're going to kind of wind down the show now. We already had a speaker die in the studio here, but we're going to do rapid fire Q&A. I think you've actually done this before on your Dirt Life
These
show.
are my favorite.
But I've changed them up.
Did you?
A little bit.
All
I
right.
changed it up
All
a little
right.
bit. So how about we do this? We'll let Austin answer first, and then you go second.
for me.
Cool. You ready, Austin?
I'm ready. Hit me.
Tacos or hot dogs?
Tacos.
Tacos.
Both tacos. All right. Just a little bit of behind the scenes here. RJ Anderson and I are supposed to have a a hot dog showdown in Laughlin at the Best in the Desert race.
I heard you called out my mom.
So
I heard you called out my mom.
I'm a little bit mad that she's not participating. We had to have a fill-in, which is Brian Hosford.
Okay, all right, that's a good one though.
So
Big Hoss.
Big Hoss. He actually had a hot dog business already, so I think RJ and I are already at a deficit.
Yeah.
But I think RJ and I are both going to try to put our best foot forward and see what we can do and come up with.
for that. No, a lot of respect.
So if you guys would like to come to Laughlin and enjoy a delicious hot dog,
I'll be there.
All right. Chicken or asada?
Asada for me.
Yeah, asada for me.
Yeah, a big asada guy right here. Dunes or the river?
Dunes.
Dunes.
Both of you guys dunes? Okay, well, let's change it up then. Glamis dunes or Saudi dunes?
What are we doing? We racing or are we having fun?
Actually,
either way, I'm going Glamis.
Either way, you're going.
Either way, I'm going Glamis.
Either way, I'm Glamis for sure.
Yeah, there you go. And because then you can come back and you can eat tacos or hot dogs.
Exactly.
Here's a good one. This is going to test your marketing questions. Action shots, like videos, or still shots, like pictures?
Action shots.
Action shots for sure.
Yeah. You guys both going action?
100%.
Let's see here. Yeah, that's true, man. I think action does a lot, right? Let's see here. Three-wheeler or quad?
Three-wheeler.
Three-wheeler. 100% ATC.
You just said you're a big quad guy?
No. I never said.
All right. Pizza rolls or jalapeno poppers?
Pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls. Yeah.
Dude, I'm going jalapeno poppers. We can't be friends anymore, boys. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Tea.
Coffee.
I'm going tea.
Big tea guy.
I've had a sip of coffee in my life.
Favorite movie, Austin?
What's that?
Favorite movie?
Probably Tropic Thunder is a good one.
Ooh, that is a good one.
That's a good one. I'm gonna go Dust to Glory.
Dust to Glory?
Yeah.
All right, my new favorite movie is Don't Look Up. It just came out. You got to check it out if you haven't.
Oh, that the other day.
You saw it? Yeah, it's funny, right?
Yeah, it was cool.
Jonah Hill in that thing. Sketchiest moment of the Dakar 2022.
We had a really, really big one. I think like stage 4, or maybe it's 4 or 5. I thought for sure we were going to wad going over these dunes. I totally, the sun was bad. I misjudged it, and we came over this dune. I thought for sure we were just going to endo all the way down.
Did you just get the whole sand wave come over the whole car?
Yeah, I mean, we were on our front wheels going down forever, so I just stomped on it and just tried to have it come back on us. Four-wheel drive, and yeah, thankfully it held, but I thought for sure we were done.
Was there a helicopter following you?
No, there was no footage.
That sucks.
Dude,
That's the worst. When something happens like that and there's no footage, you're like, why?
Yeah, no video, never happened.
Yeah.
All right, what was your sketchiest moment at Dakar 2022?
I didn't really have any sketchy moments like Austin did, kind of, getting a little wild in the dunes, but I did have one where there was a T5, one of the big trucks, and we're going up a pretty large dune, and he's coming up on my left where it's a big dune, like people are trying to find their way up it. I'm coming far right to far left. He's coming far left to far right, and we're crossing. And I kid you not, I crest this dune, and not half a second later, he's jumping over the back of me.
No way.
Yeah, he wasn't going to lift. He didn't want to get stuck. And I'm like, I don't want to lift or turn down. I'm going to get stuck.
You're stuck. You're both stuck being committed, right?
Exactly. So if I would have just hesitated half a second, he would have landed on top of me.
Dude, that's great. You were probably like, please give me as much power as you can.
I saw the mirror. And as soon as I saw those big old tires just whoop over, I'm like,
oh, thank goodness. You just sigh of relief, and then you keep going. All right, Austin, if you could have one
pigeon story, that's a long one.
Is it a long one?
No, not really. It's a quick one, actually.
Go for it.
That's a sketchy moment, too. So I'm driving down the liaison on the way back, and I had a pigeon smack me in the dome at 80 kilometers an hour. And it was
like a full-on bird?
A full pigeon. Full pigeon smacks me in the dome, chips my helmet up. I was pissed. And I get so our cars get weighed after, and I get there, and I'm like, what just happened? And I turn around, and there's a pigeon just
in the seat?
car, and I have videos. It was on my story. I just grabbed it, I'm like, I caught a pigeon. I'm holding a pigeon, and yeah, it was
How long did the pigeon ride with you guys?
like 30 Ks.
Holy crap, dude. You know how scared that pigeon was?
Oh, for sure.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
a pretty
for sure.
gnarly story. Austin, go ahead.
At Dakar this year, or just in general on liaisons?
Yeah, just what in general.
In general, one time we raced Soakway in 2019, and wadded super bad on stage number 1. We ended up hitting a tree stump, and we rolled like 14 times and cleaned off the front corner. And the liaison was only like 150K back, so we tried to do it on 3 wheels and just like try to balance it the whole way on the highway in Russia. Dude, every single time that I'd get off the gas or anything like that, that thing would dip and grind against the ground, and there's semis coming at us. It was so
That's
sketchy.
gnarly.
Dude, that is gnarly, man. All right, Austin, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Probably fly.
You're going flying?
Don't fly, yeah.
I'm going teleportation.
Teleporting? Have you seen that movie Jumper?
No.
Like where he just like he can teleport wherever he wants? Like it's Have you seen that?
Yeah, I remember when that came out.
Yeah, that's a good one, dude. Jumper's a good one. Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
YouTube. I'm not a movie guy.
I'll
fall asleep.
Oh, really? All right. What about Ozark? Ozark's on Netflix. That's
Never
pretty.
heard of her.
Oh my God! Most memorable race?
Probably this one.
Yeah, Dakar 2022, big champion
for
guy.
Sure, it's gonna be this one, but another one is 2015 YouTube World Championships.
When you were just a wee lad.
That's the race that started my career.
Yeah, just a wee lad, right? What was your first race, Austin?
My first race was 2018 Parker.
Dude, see, it's so crazy to me. You guys have such a long career ahead of you. Favorite snack?
Peanut butter and jelly.
We already know what yours is.
I'm not gonna say it.
All right, a favorite snack aside from hot Cheetos? Like, where are you going with that?
Doritos Dynamite sticks.
That's like the same freaking thing,
Okay,
dude.
well, I like them.
Austin, I'm with you though, dude. I've been craving PB and J's. Let's see here: Supercross or motocross?
I don't know.
Motocross for me.
You're going motocross?
Motocross.
Dude, it's just so gnarly, right? Like, I always get like I'm on the edge. Like right now I'm picking Supercross because we just went to A1. You just went to S San Diego. Let's see here. Oh, Austin, what other form of racing would you like to try?
I don't know. Like rallycross seems really rad. Really anything in those rally cars looks sick. So.
Yeah, when we know a guy that's at least sat in the passenger seat, Dennis Enns, dude.
Yeah, that's the plug.
Big rally guy.
I think for me would be even if we would pick a race, I want to do Monte Carlo in a WRC.
Is that like I don't know what Monte Carlo is. Well, I know where Monte Carlo is, but is that like one of the best rally races or something?
By far, it just happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got to check that out. That would be super cool
That's
then.
just kind of asphalt racing with rally cars.
Oh, really? Yeah. Dude, that would be super cool because then you get the best of both worlds.
Yep, exactly.
Let's see here. Oh, here's a good one for Austin. Who is your celebrity crush?
I'm a classic man. I had to Megan Fox.
Classic man.
Yeah, that's mine too.
Is that yours?
100%.
Both your guys?
Well, did you ever watch Transformers when you were younger? When she's all camshaft.
When I was younger, watching Transformers.
Camshaft. Like, come on.
Oh man, dude, Megan Fox is a big winner here tonight, dude.
MGK's lucky.
Maybe you got to wear two different Doc Martens. You got to wear a white one and a black one.
Brick wall tattooed on my abs first.
Dude, lock it down. Yeah. Austin, where's your Doc Martens at, boy?
Yeah, I forgot those ones today.
All right. Last question of the night, and I think both of you guys have already answered this, but chips and guacamole or French fries and ketchup?
I'm chips and guac.
Yeah, chips. But that's kind of weak. Like,
what do you
mean?
mean?
Chips and salsa.
Oh, you're going chips and salsa?
I'm going chips and salsa.
All right, that's fine. You can do that. We'll let it slide. All right, Austin, we'll let you go, buddy. I really appreciate you taking the time with us. And obviously, man, congratulations, dude. That was a phenomenal thing that you just did, not only for yourself, not only are we proud of you, but the whole United States, man. You really, really made a big difference in all of the racing and the culture here. I don't think that you understand it yet, but we really appreciate it, and thank you. Thank you very much. You did such a great job.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Means a lot. Thank you, guys.
All right, homie. Well, we'll see you later.
Later, buddy. I'll see you in Abu Dhabi.
All right, yeah. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, see you soon, buddy.
Thank you.
Later. Thank you. All right. So we're going to thank the sponsors and obviously thank Seth. So we really appreciate the guys here at Four Wheel Parts San Marcos for staying late, allowing us to have the show in their shop. It was really, really cool for them to give us this little area to have the show and hang out. Everybody at Four Wheel Parts does such a great job. So please come down and support them. If you need anything for your car, wheels, tires, anything like that, please buy KMCs like what Seth runs.
One set, all of Dakar.
Dude, it's so crazy. Come down, check it out. We want to thank all of the rest of our sponsors. Motul, thank you, Nolan, for coming on, joining the show with us. Thank you guys over at Shock Therapy. Use the code DIRTLIFE at Shock Therapy USA. Save a whole bunch of money. Thank you guys over at EFX Tires. Evolution Power Sports, those guys are creating all kinds of horsepower. They just finished a tune for the Pro R, and they're going to be working on a whole bunch more stuff for that. So
I just saw a two-step for a Turbo S that looked pretty cool, too.
Yeah, there you go. And they have their cell phone, I forgot what it's called, Code Commander or something like that. I need to research this. But anyway, you can do it from your cell phone, tune your car. Thank you to guys over at Zollinger Racing Products. Use the code TheDirtLife at ZollingerRacingProducts.com. Save a whole bunch of money. Thank you guys over at Cryo Heat, Josh LaHaye and all the guys over there. Call them and get your Pro Mod transmission, your CVs done. Thank you guys at Solderweld. Use the code DIRTLIFE at solderweld.com. Save on an off-road repair kit. And you guys can always visit thedirtlifeshow.com and hit the sponsor deals button. There's all kinds of cool stuff over there. There's even a resource where you guys can go on and learn how to get sponsored yourself. So that's something that you guys can do. And it's really cool. We're going to have a sponsorship summit actually in 2022. So I think we're going to do it.
Racing?
No, a sponsorship summit where you can come and you can learn how to get sponsored, talk about marketing. So
That's
a lot of these kids and up and comers and even guys that are getting into side by side racing really need some help with it. So we're going to try to help teach them a little bit.
Sweet.
So it'll be cool. Might even try to do it at dude, you can come eat tacos with us, dude.
I'm gonna do that for sure.
So it'll be pretty cool. But go check out thedirtlifeshow.com and click on the sponsor deals button. You can check it all out. Alex Streiler is the one that's heading up that operation. Great guy. What a day, man. What a day for you guys at Dakar and us getting to feel the whole story, dude. It's so cool, man. So thank you very much, Seth, for coming in and hanging out with us, dude. You did not only an amazing job at Dakar, you did an amazing job representing all of us, the side-by-side guys. And
Team America.
Yeah, Team America, dude. But keep it up, dude. Keep up all the humbleness that you have, the way that you're representing yourself. You're doing a fantastic job. Not just at the races, but just as a human being in general. So we really appreciate it. Next week's show, we're supposed to have a KOH desert recap, but we'll see what happens there. We might adjust that a little bit. Like I said, thank you to Four Wheel Parts, and thank you guys for watching us, man, and listening to us. Always feel free to hit us up in the direct messages and let us know what we can do better. Man, we love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to The Dirt Life Show.